everybody. We'll be starting here in just a couple of minutes. Sorry about the lack of music. I was setting things up for the new DMCA stuff. Today we'll be doing Survive in Shadowdark, or as I like to call it, Breachers in Shadowdark. This is a live show. We're going to be doing basically solo co-op, or co-op dark as I've been calling it, where you help me role, play, and make decisions. Today, we have crossed the bridge after, honestly, we've been very successful in surviving the three characters, Wuu Klo, Pan, and then we just got Zagmar, our Lancer companion. All three classes from the new Breachers Volume 1. Now, with that said, I am a little worried. We're going into a new adventure. We played the one from Cameron Mass and got through that. That was our last thing we just did. Fought against a souped up hellhound. Now we're going to be going into the Lost People. This is a piece from Idle Hands. There's a lot of puzzles in this one, so I'm going to be asking the audience to help with puzzles. Obviously, Nick, you already know the answers, but I'm sure you're going to be excited to see how we do this. I have done my damnedest to not read too much into it. I'm going to keep most of the adventures off screen until we need it, and we're going to see if we can't get this done. I'm going to handle things a lot with an oracle today to help with those moments. But while our characters are combative oriented, I want to remind everybody we have a really, really high strength. We have a really high intelligence between two characters. So I think we might have a chance here. Saying there's a chance. So we'll see how this goes. We'll be starting here in about 3 minutes. Get yourself something to drink. Pick up Streamloot cards if you haven't, because I'll tell you what, 3 characters going into here, we're going to need all the help we can get. All right, everybody. Let's get this show on the road, shall we? Ooh, look at the scrolling. Hey, everybody. How are we doing today? It is Breachers time. It's warm in here. I might be wearing the wrong... I think I need a hat. Let's see here. This seems suiting for today. We're doing vertical climbing. Let's just grab this. Switch us out so I'm not sweating my butt off. There we go. Gravity. That's what we're dealing with. We got our lovely Cooking is Sexy shirt on. I don't know if you can see this. And so am I. We got that on today. So we are diving into the heart of a new adventure. I've read through a touch. I didn't want to read through everything because I don't want to know everything that's going to happen. I really kind of wanted to give it a room to breathe. So the way this was written by Nick, the puzzles are made to be solved in any intelligent manner that you can and want. You don't have to do specific things like, oh, you need to make sure that you have the light of a full moon touching the flower of a gazelle that grew on the back of a tortoise during the 200th year and the age of prosper. We don't have to do that shit. Okay? There's none of that. This is about being smart about what's there. So the way I'm intending to handle this is I'm going to have the actual adventure up so I can look at it in PDFs. And sometimes I'll showcase some stuff as well so you guys can see it. But for the most part, I'll be using it to guide along. What I have done is I have blacked out solutions using highlights that I can turn on and off in the PDF for myself. So even if I kind of have a memory, it's not 100%. That's my game plan. I asked some questions just to clarify some things that are in here in the actual game to make sure that I'm doing it right. So we're going to need our dice. There's the purple, the pink ones that you guys hate. I know you hate them, but they're here. I just realized this is glary. What is causing the glare? Is it this? Is it this? Is it this? It's gotta be this. It's this thing. Right? Yeah, anyway, I give up. There's a glare. But I'm blocking it, so that's the problem. There we go. I broke the foot on the back of this. I'm trying not to turn it too hard. So, pink dice and that. So let's go over to the board and get this started. So I have our maps here, so you can see how they look. Once we start this, though, all of this is going to get turned off. So we're going to go into dark mode. So I just want you to know the maps are here. They're done. I have them all lit off. This is what we're going to be using. So you can't see any of them until we start. All right? So this is our room we're going to be starting. And once we get to it, first I'm going to take us over to I think it was this one. I'm gonna get our dice out here. Let's see if I can. Let's get our cams on here, shall we? We want face cam. So we got our dice here. Okay. If you guys haven't seen this is a Kickstarter I got. Watch this thing. It's got a little ring to kind of lock it in place, which I thought was super cool. I'm a big fan of this, though. We got this. I figure we're going to need it. Put our breacher sign up. I need a breacher sign. Actually, I'll put our breacher sign here. Okay. You can't see it, but on widescreen, you'll be able to. I have our episode 7 written out. I know it says 8, but it's 7 of our writing because we had an episode 0 for when we did all of our prep stuff. So we have these dice, we have our player's dice, right? So I'm going to move a lot of this stuff out of here, and we're going to get ourselves set up to play. So if anyone's not familiar with Solodark, Solodark has its own little mini zine that you can get a hold of. Really simple. Let me just kind of angle this a little better for you all and bring it up. See if I can get this to rest. Tighten these back down. This 4K cam for Elgato gets really hot. Really warm. Not a fan of it. Oh, damn it. I wonder if I'm gonna be able to make it do what I want. I might have to do this the old-fashioned way. Hold on. There we go. I have this on an adjustable arm, so I can kind of move it around for everybody. Okay, there we go. That's better. Now you guys can see the pens and dice and everything else. We're going to ditch this thing because we don't need it. So, Solodark has a bunch of extra rules in it. We've talked about this in the past. I haven't touched base on this in a while. And I just talked about this on Blue Sky. I want to add a couple things. So in Solodark, they talk about chaos mode, light mode. They say light lasts 10 rounds instead of 1 hour real time. Since I'm doing a stream, I have found that the 1 hour version works better. And honestly, when I did my solo play, I liked it as well. I think that this could be a great Solodark game mode where you're like, all right, light is limited, there's strong winds, and only lasts 10 rounds. Because 10 movements through a dungeon and having to light another torch, that shit's gonna get cooked through really quick. So we're gonna be using the hour timer still. I have one set up down here. Luck, if you roll a natural 20, gain a luck token. You can have as many luck tokens as you have PCs in your group. We use breacher points, but I like this rule. I think we're going to institute this so that on 20s we get an extra breacher point. I think that's a really good idea. And then the other thing that I was saying is for boss monsters, I kind of want to make the rolling table from Dragonbane because I like how that feels. And I think when I'm playing solo, that randomness really helps when I've played Free League games to make it feel like I'm not totally in control of the monster. So those are the things I'm working on right now, idea-wise. But for us, all we really care about is the luck and the light. Chaos mode, reroll initiative. We're not going to be doing that. We're just going to roll once to make it simple. I'm not a big fan of rerolling initiative. I really am not. We are going to do group initiative for what we're doing to make it easier. This will give us all of our pages that we need. And then dungeon names, which we don't need to do for this one. And then our Oracle. This is probably the main page that we will be using. So, that's that. On top of that, Breachers. So, we have the final versions of these. They're out. They turned out really well. If you are part of the Patreon, you can pre-order yours now. There's the regular version like this, and then there's going to be one that has a dust jacket with black duct tape around the edges. So if you're a patron member, a paid patron member, even at the cheapest level, you can already order them. I will remind people right now, if you do order, the most important part of this, so you know, this is important. There are 3 shipping versions. There's US, Canada, and rest of the world. So make sure you order under them. If I have to refund, I have to keep the Stripe fees and shit like that because I'm not able to give money back on you making the wrong purchase, unfortunately. I can give regular money back, but I can't give like total money back on stuff. So just make sure when you purchase the right one, right? Don't be dumb. So I think that's everything. We don't need to create a PDF. This is really oddly not lined up. And I don't know why. Let me get rid of Chrome. Hold on here. Yeah, this is weird. I'm fixing my verticals. There we go. So that people can see it. So, real thick cardstock front. Really nice. And then I went with a 60-pound page inside. Super clean. The original versions are like this. You can write them in. The new versions, I added the pages in. It's not necessary. The PDF is all hyperlinked, so I didn't do it for the original legacy runs. But this is what you're looking at. Super clean print. I haven't shown off the latest prints. Like, I've got this printer singing now. It's doing really well. Like, I'm really happy with it. Let me fix this. I feel like we are off camera a little bit here while we're doing this one all the time. Because I stand over here to look at this stuff and it cuts me off the little screen. I might have to resize me in here. So these all turned out really well. I'm super happy with the print styles, but really thick. I think it's 53 pages, including the back. So these turned out really good. So I have that here. Those are probably the most important ones. I have this. I also have my PDF up. I have Kurt Scrolled 1 because I find that I use this the most out of all of them. And then I have the DM screen. DM screen is just for quick reference. I don't use it as often as I probably should, but we have it just in case. So I also have PDFs up for all these as well, but sometimes I'll be putting them on here for us to read just to make life easier. So we are currently, for clarity, we have left the pirate's lair and we move through here. This is where we're at and we're traveling to here. So before I start recording, I want to do a little setup so it's not recording on screen. We're going to do what we always do. For those who don't know, when I'm running these, I'm a big fan of a few pieces of setup. So this is our note sheet from last episode, right? So the thing, like all these dice, I don't need all of these. The things I usually pull out for this just to have, we do our D20s, right? And then I have one big ass D6 that I usually use. Where are you at? I have one big D6 that I always use, but I don't see it. It's a Witcher one. I like the big bulky D6 because you all can see it. Hold on. There it is. There it is. All right, come back. Okay. So I got my big D6 here. It's a Witcher one from the Witcher campaign. I also found my Beholder die. Right? So I might keep that aside just for us to use it, but I know we're going to be using this. So the rest of these dice, what I've been doing during the show is I'm lining up on my keyboard over here where you guys can't see them between the player characters and the monster, because I just like having separate dice for good guy, bad guy. I always have. I don't know why. So we're all set up, and then we're gonna have to roll breacher points. So if the group would like to roll me 3d4 separately in chat, we can get our breacher points ready while I write out the rest of our stuff here. So we need to put our pieces across the bottom. Did I read the whole thing? Is that what you asked me? I did not read it all. I read everything but the secrets for like how to solve puzzles when they were in there. I have an idea of what's going on for everything so I can explain it. I'm going to read some of it out to the group as well. So we have that written down. So let me pull up our notes here. So this introduction... Is it Scarabaki? Am I pronouncing that right? It's Scarabaki or Skara? Skara. Scarabaki? I don't think my characters are going to know any of this information, but I am going to mark that we're doing Land of the Lost. Right? Or, sorry, the Lost People. I'm going to say we did, let's see here, Land Bridge with map. Oops, map. Letting us know the direction out of the wall. Right? There we go. Scarab? That's what I thought. Okay. Scarabaki. I said it right. Scarabaki. Okay. So that's all we need for that. And then we're going to put that we are starting the Lost People. So the cool thing about Breachers is you can literally take any adventure that you have and put it inside the wall. And if you have city-based adventures, you can even put them inside the districts. I did that on purpose. The goal is to slather all of what you're doing with the Breachers style of medieval grunge and fantasy. So I'm going to pull up our Breachers book. Man, I don't like how hard it is to find. I'm going to take the... What can I close? I don't like going back and forth on stuff in here. I fucking hate it. But we're going to go here. I'm going to pull up our PDF. Why does this PDF seem wrong? It just seems like it's off. Hold on here. Did I fuck this up or something? It's like the PDF's like chopping for some reason. And it shouldn't be. Let me go to studio mode here. And let me check PDF. Oh, it's under... I'm a fucking idiot. It's because I have it underneath. There we go. All right, now we're good. Now we're good. So let me get rid of this for a sec. I'm going to go to here. So we need to do our themes for this. Because now that we have the full book, I want to be able to include themes in what we're doing. We're not doing any of the district stuff. Nah, this was actually not reader. You can see that it's got the page numbers in it now. We are going to be doing our themes. So if we go through here, you got your themes here. So we're going to do our setup. And then I'm going to roll these. So we rolled our D4s. Nick rolled one. We got a 2. So let's put... I'm going to put Wuu Klo, Pan, and then Zagmar. So Wuu Klo is starting with 2. What did we get for Pan? Serving Hands, did you roll a D4? Did I miss it? I see we got a 2. We need 2 more D4 to give Breacher points for each character to get us set up for the recording. So we need 2 more D4. I'm going to roll the D4s for this so you guys can see it. We're going to do it on screen here. I'm going to do this. And we're going to do... Who's left? I'm just going to do the DM ones. I think that makes the most sense. So we got a 2 and a 4. So today the goal is grunge and fantasy. Right? That's our goal for what we're doing. I'm going to put it grunge and fantasy. That's our goals for the game. After that, ooh, I just noticed this is all fucked up for some reason. Well, that's not good. I hope they didn't print this way. I might have to redo these pages. Something got marred. Something got unlocked, I'm guessing. Uh-oh. Yeah, what the fuck happened here? I'm glad I didn't print anything with this new version yet, everybody. Oof. Oof. Not good. Not good. me tell you how tired I am of fixing stuff. Have I ever told you how tired I am of fixing stuff in this shit? Answer is fucking very. I'm very much ready to be done handling layout for this adventure, or for this setup. I don't know what happened. Something obviously got fucked up, but I don't know what caused the fuck up here. Before we get started for our show, I don't want to... They all lined up now. I didn't print this version yet, thank God. It seems to be just those 2 pages. Yeah, okay. All right, well, we're gonna try to download this and export it real quick. PDF standard. We're gonna close this out afterwards. So anyway, we got survival and fantasy, and then secrets. So I kind of want to roll in the secrets table as well. This is a D12. So let's roll D12 here. 7. So the 7 secret is somehow we got to involve a faction of wallers refuse to speak about certain locations. So let's get that written down here. Faction. Wallers are people who live inside the wall, which is what we're actually kind of dealing with tonight, or today. Refuse to speak about a location. Is it A? Yeah, I'll just put A location. And I think we can use this to tie this into the adventure. Okay. So we have that kind of set up now, so that we have this, that level 7 secret is going to tie into into this here. Okay. So in the background, we also have to roll on grunge and fantasy. And I'm going to use this for the entire adventure, like when we get through this whole thing. That's my game plan. So we go back to the acrobat. Get rid of this. So we need a D10 and a D10 we're going to do. So Nick, serving hands rolled a 3. So Pan's got 3. And then what do we have for... Nick has got 3 as well. Okay, so we got 2, 3, 3 for our breacher points. This is for our BP. So BP. Let's kind of draw a little tabard here. All right, there we go. So let's look at what we're going to do for our 2 themes that I'm going to weave into what we're telling, the story we're telling for ourselves. So we need a D10. If you guys want to roll 1, I'll roll the grunge one. If you guys want to roll D10 for the fantasy aspect. So let's see here. Grunge, 8. Feudal Lord demands taxes on all treasures pulled from the wall. Ooh, I could see this being a problem when we leave and we bring things out. Like maybe the district we're from is different than the district we're going to. Because we're actually from Astrolane. So I'll make a note here. This is going to be for the grunge theme, right? This is the secret theme. So our grunge theme, we're going to put Feudal Lord. And this could be inside the wall too. Feudal Lord demands taxes on all treasures pulled from the wall. I can see this being internal. Okay. And then D10, we got what? 7, it looks like? 7. Okay, so let's go back into Acrobat. And we'll go down to Fantasy. 7. An ancient weapon was found, but it refuses to leave the wall. Great. Great. Found, but refuses to leave the wall. Okay, this could be a good, and I usually tell people roll a theme once per sojourn, like when you come in, that whole stretch, this should be part of your sojourn. That's kind of what I do. Short ones, you can roll a little bit more, but this puts us in place for what we need. So I think that's everything. We have all of our points. We have everything written down. We have all of our dice situated. We have our coin. I feel like we're missing something here. Oh, I'm missing my orange highlighter. My orange highlighter for the game. And then we're going to record, obviously, like we always do for these, so I can put them out as a series. I know a lot of people have been asking about Solodark, so I want to make sure that I'm teaching people how to use it and how to play. So we're going to highlight this. That's our little orange. I highlighted the door last time too, so I'm just going to do it again because I like the look. There we go. I'm currently also getting Sojourn journals made for Breachers. I'm working on a design for that and page layout. Probably won't be out till later this summer though, because right now the Adventure, the Anvil runs the big one. So this is what we got. This is our concept for everything. We have everything set up. I think we're pretty good. I don't know if we're gonna have monsters in this. We could have combat. I'm gonna write down a couple of these over here if you guys don't remember. On this side, I like to write down my stats for my monsters. So if I kind of just turn it a little bit for you. So I usually just do level like this. I'm going to look back at my other page. Ooh, I don't know how I keep doing that. Yeah. Level, AC, attack, damage. So level, AC, attack. I need to get a stamp made. I want a stamp that just fits on standard A5 books. Attack, damage, magic, SDC. These are the stats. SDC. And then IWZ for the Riz. And then I usually just number them here and put their hit points in. So I like having one here just so I have it ready to rock and roll. And that's that. I think that's it. Anyone knows a good rubber stamp place, like put it down below. I'll probably ask that during the recording as well. So if you all remember, we left from across the bridge to start. I think that's where I'm going to start the recording. I downloaded our new version, so I'm going to quickly fix this. 1.6, delete this bleed. I'm going to pull up my Explorer, and I'm going to delete the old one and replace it really quick. PDFs only. And then we'll reopen it back up. And we're going to replace. I just changed those little problems that were, so it looks good on screen. Oh, you gotta close it. There we go. And then 1.6. Final 1.6. And now we're golden grams. All right, we're all set. Okay, everybody, get yourself a drink. Get yourself something water. I think I'm gonna sit for this because I'm gonna stand. Fuck it, I'm gonna stand for this. I think I got everything ready. Any questions or anything before we get started? I also have our Streamloots up over here because we're gonna need that for sure. Let me pull up the activity feed for Breachers, cards played, BSD. I've really been thinking about putting out a set of Breacher cards for people to use in their home games. I thought it'd be a fun way for people to draw 3 cards to have during their home games and just get these printed. Is like a Solodark deck to like help you out. I just think it would be fun. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, I'm gonna go back to me, and we're gonna stop the recording. Here's hoping Pan can muster some extra luck today. Dude, Pan did not do well last time. Oh, I know what I forgot. We forgot to put on our bonus. Our episode ad for episode 8. I'm just gonna put 8. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thank you for ordering. I saw you ordered. We're gonna start recording here. Get the ad up. Start recording. Episode 8. I'm gonna restart our music so we have a full timer. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, so we are all set up for episode 8 of Survive in Shadowdark, or as I like to call it, Preachers in Shadowdark. The audience and I have rolled all of our stuff up for the day, so you didn't have to wait. We can get right into playing Preachers. Now, we left off last time crossing a bridge with this huge glowing waterfall. We met a merchant as well with this amazing miniature piece. This is going to be our traveling merchant inside the walls. I'm getting ready to paint him this week. Love this mini. It reminds me of the woman from Labyrinth, if Labyrinth woman was a spider. He is our merchant that can show up randomly. If you're interested in this, this is Lethal Shadows. It makes some great pieces. I picked it up at Adepticon. And after talking to him, we gathered all of our new goods. We got all of our weapons and everything set up, our magic items. We sold and traded and got potions, and we headed across the bridge. Now, I decided in advance that I wanted to do another adventure module. I don't run a lot of adventure modules, but I wanted to show how I take an adventure module and put it into Breachers in Shadowdark. Volume 1 is out, and it's really easy to take anything and put it inside the wall. That's what we're going to be doing today. So we have our torch up over here running. Music is good. And we're going to go over to the board and show where we've traveled, what we've done, and what's coming next. So this is an Owlbear Rodeo right now. It only has me in it because I'm the only person playing. I'm going to close this out. We started in the Pirate's Lair with Pan. The area that we're at now is where our Lancer was fighting, and that was in the adventure from Cameron, Mass. Actually, I can grab that for you here to show you. Whoop. That was in here. Cameron, where's your stuff, my guy? There he is. That was in the Hell on Earth series. This is a free one that he was handing out at one of the conventions I was at. And then he was handing out again at GaryCon. So it's just a small, credited zine. Simple piece, but super fun. You can read this and run it within 30 minutes. So we made it through that. Our group found him. And when they did, they kind of gathered back up, defeat the boss in there, and we've got some really good gear out. So I'm going to show off our characters that we have to get everyone back into the swing of things and kind of get us set up for what's going on. So let's pull up Acrobat. So we have Zagmar, which is the Lancer that we went back to get. He is probably the most damage dealing of the entire group. 18 strength, 2 dex, 15 con. Like, this guy's, he's a brick. He's an elf. He's got farsight. He is a Lancer, so he's got jumping strikes. He can defend himself with it. Art here. This is the art that you find inside of the Breachers book. And then he's got a new lance that he found inside of Cameron's lovely adventure. So now he's got a pretty dope, like, sword. Now, it's called the Splinter of Dawn. It's a beautiful silvery lance said to be crafted by the gods themselves. This one's a tool meant to be cast down heretics. It's a lance +2. We changed it from a sword to a lance for our game. Benefit, regain a hit die of hit points upon killing humanoid creatures. Cursed, the blade thirsts for blood. If it is drawn and does not spill blood of a sentient creature, you lose 1 hit die of hit points. It does have an ego. The wielder falls below half hit points, then must roll against the sword's will. Charisma 15. Now, we have no bonuses for this, so this could be difficult. Next up is Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo is our Psi Knight, one of the new classes from Breachers. Super intelligent, pretty strong, pretty durable, not the wisest. He has the ability to use fire. He can make an echo of his siege blade, which they both attack at the same time. And then he also has the ability to heal. The thing that's different about Psi Knights is you can tier up their powers and make them do more, kind of giving you flexibility with minimal amount of powers. He only has 2 right now. He even has some enhancement crystals to help him do more. So he can use the enhanced Psi Knitting, which is a flesh one. It's a +1 tier. Just like anything else, you're rolling against a tier like you do for spells. Everything is a tier 1, and by upgrading them, it ups the tiers like casting a higher level spell. This one is just manifesting powers. He's also a Cyclopean, which is one of the new ancestries inside of Breachers. And then last, and probably, I think, the fan favorite, this survival, I don't know how Pan has made it. Pan is our golem dungeon chef. He has a background of a mechanic. He has no strength, no dex. He just raised it 1. He's got some constitution, but he's not a fighter, everybody. He's very smart, very wise, decent charisma. But the thing he's known for is he has tool integration for having to be his ladle or whatever he's doing for cooking for the day. He's good at making rations, because dungeon chefs are. He can make a bonfire with 2 torches instead of 3. And he has a bunch of recipes that he can cook every day. And that's kind of where I want to start today. Going into what we're doing, Pan's got some parts left from the last fight. And I need to figure out what I want Pan to cook for everybody. Pan needs something to keep everybody alive. So our meal prep, we could do, gosh, man, he has so many. I think marinated grilled monster for the +2 to a stat roll of choice is the one we usually use. He has skewered glazed monster. It only affects 1 person, makes him immune to an element. We don't know of any elements right now. And then we have rejuvenating stew, which is a person gains an extra use of a per day ability. I give it to 2 now because I rolled this twice. You know, I think the +2 to the stat is nice because it's all a bonus. We don't know what we're going into. Our at-use abilities are our Lancer and our Psi Knight. And having the ability to heal more upon failure might be good. So I think he's going to make everybody else regular food, and he's going to cook rejuvenating stew for the Cyclopean because they've been injured so many times. So let's pull up our die here. For those who don't know, we do have a live show during this, so you can roll during the live show as well. But I have some dice here. This is our lovely Pan die, because this is the die that is got all of the pretty little, I'll probably do it up here even easier. It's got all the pretty little food pieces in it from Delicious and Dungeon. So we're going to be rolling that today for him. I have this in case I need to mark anything. So we're going to roll from him. It is a difficulty 15 for him to make this, but I make it for 2 people. So I'm going to give 1 to him, and I'm going to give 1 to our Lancer. We need a 15. That's a 12 on the die. We have more than enough bonus to be able to do this. If we take this off, you can see Pan. Pan can cook. He's got a 3. That's a 15. That gives us exactly what we need. Oh, I'm sorry. And it was a DC, I think, 12 actually to do it. So we're good. That means we have an extra use for each one of our guys. And that sets us up for the day's show and our adventure in Solodark. So when they're crossing this bridge, I'm envisioning like this long stone bridge with small castle pieces, kind of like a drawbridge would have, where people would be sitting in them going along. This is our first encounter roll for the day. This area of the wall is considered pretty dangerous, and I think that we're going to do per hex, just like we do for all the Sojourn rules. Audience, if you guys want to roll me a d6, I want to show off how Sojourn travel works. So, map and travel. We know currently we are traveling along a road. And that road is not the best car, but it is a road nonetheless, so it's normal travel time. It is 1 hex, normally. So we can do it in half. So we can get through this hex in half a day. We're looking for not anything but a 1 on this roll as we travel through. It looks like the audience has got us a 5, so we are good. We don't encounter anything along the way. I pre-rolled what this looks like. It's all made of stone that is chipping away slowly. The metal rail can be seen again. And I think the only conversation, because I kind of like to have a conversation between my characters, even in solo, as we're traveling to this next area. Pam would have the map out. I think he is guiding with cartography right now to kind of give an idea. He's going to make an int roll, but he gets advantage because he is leading them across the bridge and along the road. So we're going to roll with advantage and see if we can do this. We're looking for a DC 15 to travel. I think this is a 12 in this area. It's not that dangerous. So we're looking for a 12. So we got a 12 here plus 3. That's more than enough. He can easily lead us where we need to go. So I think the conversation is a little something like this. Pan looks down at the map, looks up. He's got it like wrapped around his chef book, his dungeon, his crawler recipe book. And he looks up, he's like, hey, Zagmar, I just want to tell you, I'm really happy that we found you. I was worried you didn't make it. We haven't found our other companion at all. Zagmar's like, I ran into him. But Zagmar be up front, probably walking with Pan in between. So Zagmar up front, behind would be Pan, and the next one back will be Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo is our side knight. He's like, I saw him. He's like, he was fine. He said he was going to find a way out of the wall and come back and get me. That was over a week ago. I haven't seen him. I haven't any track of him. He hasn't sent a message back with his companion either. So I'm afraid he made it out, or fear for the worst. But look, man, he's a survivor. You can pop up at any time. He's like, yeah, well, the map's good. I'm glad I tucked this away in my book. Well, we would have lost everything. It looks like we're going that way across. The bridge splits into 2 and goes up along the waterfall side. And there's like 3 waterfalls kind of over the course of the half day that we've been walking. Because I think that over there, that big spire sticking out, I think that's our entrance in. Wuu Klo goes, you sure this is the way we get out of here? He's like, yeah, I think this is our way home. Like, I think it'll get us out of the wall, more than likely get us into, well, my guess? I mean, I'm hoping out into the other district. It's not going to take us back to Aster Lane. It's like, look, any breacher guild, it's a breacher guild. They have to honor bringing us in and giving us a bed. So they spark a torch, and I'm going to start our hour-long timer. I have a timer here that will go off inside for you all to hear. The Streamloot cards are running, so you guys should be able to hear any Streamloot cards that are played as well. Music is too loud in here for the live audience. Let me know. I'll get it dialed in for you. But I feel like we're pretty good. As we head across the bridge over the course of the half day, we get out front. The bridge splits off and goes towards the waterfall across this large chasm, down into this just pit of darkness. Torch in hand, the Lancer makes his way to the front of the line. He's like, look, man, there's already old campsite out here. I think this might have been an old sojourn spot. So sojourn camps in this game are used for breachers to set up forward camps inside the wall with places to camp. With that said, we need to figure out how good is this place? Is it in decent shape, or is this sojourn camp absolute garbage? I think we're gonna go to the Oracle. I think we asked the Oracle how this goes from Solodark. I think this is an unknown spot. I think we have a pretty low chance of it being good, but let's give it a shot. Let's go back to the board and make some rolls. So I don't think there's an advantage or disadvantage. I think this is a regular roll, and we're going to be going for trying to figure out if things are good. I have the Oracle stuff up here as well, just so people know how this functions. I have the PDF on it as well. But Oracle, we are looking for 11 up. Is there a sojourn camp here, and is it in good shape? We know it's here. Is it in good shape? So a 10 means a twist, but 11 means we have a good chance of it. And I think it's just kind of a 50-50. I don't think there's anything extra. So let's see what we get. Ooh, a 7. No, it's not in good shape. We get up. I think everything has kind of been ruined and ransacked and a little bit destroyed. I don't think people understand how important the soldier camps are, and they've raided them. Wuu Klo goes, of course, Waller's raided this. He's like, we needed this to make it safe. And here we are. The place is ruined. Zagmar's like, hey, don't worry about it. We have a tent. We have the ability to make bedrolls. How about we set this place up? Maybe we can find something here decent. For those who are in the live show right now, I have put a whole bunch of Streamloot cards into effect. There's a bunch of new ones. And it's pretty... Ooh, I see we just did a rested card. And I think he sits down... He's like, well, I think we should set up camp here. And we're going to use the rested cards that are getting played right now on stream. A new recipe? Oh, making my day. I think we're going to do 1d6 temporary HP once per rest. I think we're going to pull up the rested, and we're going to give one to each of the characters. So they all get a d6. We're going to use Serving Hands, Kyle's, and Nessie's for rested. And we're going to roll a d6. I'm going to use their corresponding colors here, everybody. So we're going to get our d6, d6, and our d6 for Woo. We're going to give them some temporary hit points. Woo, okay. So we got a +6. +6 here. So +6 HP. This one is a +2 and a +1. So this is our temp HP, which is good for us. We're a little more durable now, everybody. As they kind of set themselves up for success, they set up camp and they start repairing this place. I think as a group, they're going to take the rest of the day to set up a campsite. And the reason I think they're doing this is if they go into this place and it doesn't go well, they need a fallback. There's only one way across this bridge to where we're standing. And I think it makes sense for them to set up a spot here. So between, I guess we're probably going to use Pan, who's got intelligence of 13. And I think the Lancer with his strength is going to aid us to see how we do. 5 and a 3. This camp is destroyed. It's in horrible shape. I think Pan's going to spend a breacher point. Breacher points in this allow you to reroll or add a d6 to damage or to any d20 roll, or you can use a breacher point to take a d6 damage away. So we're going to reroll. Oh, I rolled the wrong die. Wrong person. That was a 13 and a 4. 13 plus the 3 because I knocked it down. That's pretty good. I'm going to add an int card for Smarter to give us a bonus just to make it a little easier from Serving Hands. We only got 2 left. I'm going to spend it, though. Giving it to where we now have a forward camp. So I'm going to mark here that we have now got a forward camp. So we have a Sojourn Small. Sojourn Small camp. Okay. Nothing special. No extra bonuses. And this is going to be, if we move this, this is going to be right outside of the area we're going in to start our actual adventure. So we're going to go over to the map. I'm going to be doing a video on this probably this weekend, but people have asked exactly what the fuck this map is. This is based on the idea of Veins of the Earth. Each quadrant is about travel. And this H and the V's are horizontal movement or vertical movement. Horizontal is a traditional top-down map, while vertical movement is climbing or descending to give you the idea of being inside of these monolithic walls. And while going horizontal, you also have to do a lot of vertical travel as well. Originally, Veins of the Earth was made for doing Underdark games. I loved it so much, I had to adopt it for this and turn it into a form of a hex crawl. So that is what this is. We are down here. We've come out of a different wall. You can see up, down, west, and east here. And we have traveled across, and we're setting up camp outside of here. So I'm going to grab our little tool. I believe in marking up my maps a lot of times. I think our Sojourn camp. I like the diamonds actually. I think the diamond's good. We are from Astrolane. I'm gonna use purple. We're gonna use purple. Purple with a pink outline, right? And then we are gonna give us the fact that we have a Sojourn camp here. So now we got a nice little camp. We know what's here. We know that we are able to camp here, and it's just a small camp. It's nothing special. If we go down, I'm going to lock it in place so we don't fuck it up. And that's where we're going to set our camp up for the day. We're next to waterfalls. This is a vertical piece, so that waterfall is coming down. And we're at the front of this entrance. It's a cave entrance. This brings us to the start of our adventure. So I want to showcase the cover. I know Nick has got a new cover for this as well, but I want to showcase the cover as it is. I'm going to close this Solodark that's on screen, so I got a little more space. Nick, if you want to put, if you want to send me the image of the new cover in our chat, I'll put it up on screen on the web browser. But this is the Lost People. So let me get us the Acrobats. This is our Lost People. So this is what we're going to be playing in right now. This is, I think, the third one that you did, if I remember correctly. This is the City of Weeping is what we are playing in. The introduction, I don't want to say too much about, but just so our group knows what we're doing, I think it probably makes sense to read this. But it presents a low-level adventure location in the classic vein. It carries on from the events contained in the adventure Abandoned Hope, which is D2, but does not require the first play of that adventure. And we're testing that right now. This adventure contains bloody horror through advanced science, cruelty, and other triggers. Look, man, I'm not worried about it. We're playing Shadowdark. I'm not warning anyone. This is a rated R show. You guys know this. Buckle the fuck up. So this is the Scarabaki, created the kin who scourged the dirt. Lineages grew up by plastering their filth to the subterranean walls, creating tunnels and chambers, a hive to call their own. That's all I'm going to read out of that. The rest of this, because a lot of it is puzzle solving, I have blocked out a lot of stuff for myself so I can't see it on screen. If I have to look up how to solve things, I will be able to do it. I have the adventure set up already. The art in here is super fun. There's a lot of really cool shit in here. And then Nick recently has changed up what the art for the cover looks like, which, by the way, Nick, the new cover art is way more your style. I'll put this on screen so everybody can see it. I'm a big fan of this, dude. This looks really good. Really, really good. So, with the Lost People, I know this is deadly. I worry for this party a lot for a solo game, but we're going to do our damnedest to make it through. All right, everyone. So we got to play smart. We got to play smart. So I'm going to take us over to the new section, load us in, and we will hope that we don't die here. So I've already pre-lit everything. The full maps are here. Well, I am starting us here. So as I'm going to say we walk down this like triple near length hall, and it goes from an opening in the mountain area inside this wall next to the waterfall. The blue glowing light fades from existence, and we come up to the entrance of this place. This is a pretty odd looking situation, and it's made of stone, but the architecture is different than anything else we've seen in any of these areas. There is not there's not the normal look that we've seen everywhere else. So I'm going to put us in the first room. I already rolled a d6. We came into the new room. We're going to roll a d6. Nick has put some really cool stuff in here across the bottom, and I'm worried we're going to fucking die in here. So he has markers for a few things. I want people to be able to see this at least. I'm gonna pull this up. Ceilings are near high. We know that. Body monster, puzzle, quest, or adventure hook, and then loot. But he also has a random encounter table here. But across the bottom in the 2-page spreads, I do a 1-page spread because it shows up better on screen. You can see you can also roll along here, and it's here as well for different things that you can roll, which is pretty cool. The Severed Hand inhabited by a restless spirit pickpocketing people is super dope. Sounds like something I would write. So the next area, I don't want to ruin anything, so I'm going to take this back off screen, and I'm going to read what we're getting into. In the center of this room, there's a pool. Water trickles through this chambered pool. There are 4 glass jars around the edge of the pool. And then there is a column that depicts like a deep purpled skin, like elves, drow. And then another figure, which I don't think any of these people would know who they are. Figure supporting at the base, while some new group are lashing them from above. I have an area blacked out here. We are in the room. I think with Pan holding the torch, I think the next thing we need to do is roll initiative. Audience, I am going to roll for the person who has the best dexterity as a group initiative, so they all go together. I think that makes the most sense. So going through our PDFs, we got a +1 dex, a -1 dex, and a -3 dex. It looks like Zagmar is going to be our initiative person. On top of that, I think we're going to use a card to go even faster. And if you're wondering what Streamloot cards are, they are a thing that helps support the show, but they interact with the show and let you do stuff. So we're going to do the faster one, which is a +1 to our dex roll. We're going to use that from Nessie. And then we're going to roll Zagmar, which is the blue die. We're going to see what we get. So that's pretty good. It's pretty good. That is a 14 initiative for us. So down the side over here on our chart, I'm going to put initiative, and I'm just going to write a Z, 14, right? And I'm just going to circle this so that we remember this is our initiative. So we have a 14 initiative. Not bad, man. Not bad. I will take a 14 initiative. I will take a 14 initiative. So what do we want to do in this room? Looks like it goes into another area. Zagmar goes, ugh, you sure this is the right way, Pan? Look, I am in that hollow sound of him being this big cooking chamber. He's like, I am pretty sure. I mean, we need water though. I think we should maybe we should collect some of this water so we have it. The group says, yeah, it's probably a good idea. So they're going to start scooping water. Pan's going to grab some, and he's going to make his way around looking. Pan is carrying the light. So he's kind of looking through all this to see what's what, right? And see what he can find. I think he's going to look at the pillars and the pots. So he's going to go to this first pot and look inside. He's like, oh, maybe there's some like pickled supplies or something. Both Wuu Klo and Lance and Zagmar at the same time go, gross. As he says, maybe there's something pickled in here to use. So looking at the 4 jars, he's sitting in the corner. He looks at one. He's like, okay, I don't know what this is. He looks in the next one, and he kind of makes his way around, and he's going to look at, I think, all of them, realizing he doesn't know what any of them are. None. He's just like, well, guys, this is literally kind of beyond my purview. He's like, well, why don't you try looking at the thing in the center? He's like, all right. And he's going to make his way around. He's also going to peek into the next room. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Did I not lock this? Let me lock this, boys and girls. We don't want this. Hold on. I don't want you to see. I want you to see. We're going to lock it, though. I didn't realize I didn't have this locked. I think he's going to look around and try to figure out what is feasible. Like, is there anything to look at? Do I notice anything? All that kind of stuff. And he also knows in that room, he's like, hey, the other room. And they're like, Pan, don't wander. Both of them. He's like, oh, yeah, there's statues and stuff in that room. And he kind of wanders by. So what will we notice in this room? I think we look at all the pots. I think we're going to look at... I think we're going to look at the column, too, and try to figure it out. He's going to make an int check looking over it to see if he knows any of this. He's got the highest intelligence in the group. Pan has got a +3. He's going to call over Wuu Klo. He's like, hey, man, when you're done with water, help me with this, because he's got a pretty good one that can aid. So we're going to roll these together to see. Come on. I have a DC in here that we have to defeat. That's a 1. That's a 10. +3. We take the higher of the 2. 3, 4. I'd like to be sure. We know our DCs are 9, 12, 15, 18. I don't really know what this is. And he's going to like start making notes. I'm going to spend a point for him. Yeah, we'll spend one for him, Zagmar. Zagmar's like, look, they're whipping him on this side. He's going to give a D6 to add to this. So we know that 10 plus 4, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17's a really good roll. I'm going to go back to the lost people. 17. We find a secret compartment. Ooh. Hey, there's something down here. Look, like down here, and he points to a secret compartment that's there. He's like, well, does it do anything? I don't know. He's like, there's just a compartment down here. I can open it if you want. So he's going to start looking through and seeing what's in the compartment. Boy, would we check to find a secret compartment, or we have to do something with the jars, which I blacked out. There's an inlaid inscription. I actually have a person who speaks this language. So this inlaid inscription surrounds the pool, and it says, the water in the pool drains into an underground path. What does it say? It took me weeks to translate the inscription. The Scarabaki clearly did not care to learn the language of the lesser beings they created. Has something about us being created by places or people? That's what he says. He's like, well, we got our water. We can't do anything with these. I don't understand what any of these locations are or what these things are. He's like, the jars don't say anything on them. They don't explain anything. Let's just keep moving. We're not here to collect jars. And I was like, yeah, I mean, you're right. Let's continue on. So Pan and the group are going to make their way around. Now, I know that those jars are something important, but they don't know, so I'm going to act like they don't know. We're going to move into the next section. This is a big room, everybody. Very large. It might be the largest room in this part of the dungeon. There are 2 rows of 5 statues that line the room. Some are connected by what looks like copper channels in the floor. The channels circle tile in a perfect pattern. Perfect pattern and step deep. So we don't know what the channels are, but there are channels there. There are statues, and there are murals on the walls as well. So I think Pan's going to wander around this with the group. They're going to stay together. I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to connect all these guys together so that I can move them as a group without worrying about them doing anything dumb. So I can move Pan, and then they will move with him. You know what I'm saying? And now I should be able to move Pan. There we go. So looking at these, there is a room here that they're looking at. Well, there's something this way, he says. We could go this way. There's all the statues. You can see the copper lining, and it kind of walks up, and there's stairs to go each way. Let's look over the statues, guys, and search the room. I want people to notice something here. When you're moving around this, look at how big the space is and how long it would take for you to search this area. So they know there's a door back here. I'm going to move it like this. You know there's a door back here with statues, cracks, another door here. Then if we go up this way, there's a huge door. Another door here. And more statues as we edge around the room. Well, I switched it so you can. I'd say to change the light. Well, I think we need to look around here. Maybe we should check the statues. He's like, yeah, you remember what happened last time we checked the statues? I am going to use, do I have any flashback cards? I'm going to use a flashback card from Serving Hands 9 minutes ago. The flashback cards allow us to change a scene or have one item. He's like, we've seen statues like this before. You remember what happened? He's like, yes. I tried to pull the dagger off one of them. It came alive and attacked us. He's like, and what did you learn, Pan? He's like, I learned that nothing is what it seems. Wuu Klo, I know, but this is the only thing we have to look at. There's just copper channels everywhere. And there's dry blood. Look, there's dry blood. And he kind of points to one of the areas. There's dry blood in the other room too. It's like, well, let's search the statues. Like, okay, let's look at the statues and see if we can find anything. When he walks around the room, I'm going to make an int check here real quick. I'm just going to do it for all three, because I think all three of them are paying attention. Right? All three. Oh, yeah. Two of them make it. When they're walking through the space, Wuu Klo goes, do you see all the cracks? He's like, yeah, look, there's cracks on either side. He's like, dude, this is the same as last time. He's like, these things are going to move on us. He's like, well, let's not get too close to them. Let's not walk through them, and let's keep ourselves safe. He's like, yeah, but we got to figure out where we're going to go. We can't just dick around. He's like, well, then let's just go up. The doors around the area, we don't know if they're open or not. Let's leave this alone, and let's just go up and follow the channel to the area that's open. It's like, all right. So they come back. They're going to make their way up around the statues, dodging them to be safe. They're going to make their way up in here and go around. Now, as a group, I think Zagmar would move to the front. Pan would move to here. And he would go behind. And they would make their way up. And I think they're going to round their corner and into this first room. Looking into the room, let's see what the description is for this, because I already don't fucking like how it looks. This is not... Nobody wants this. I need an audience to roll me a d6. I rolled a d6 for the last room. Nothing happened. I rolled a 3. Which is what it is. So let's see here. 1 was a 2. Room 2, we rolled a 3. And then room 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we roll a 3. While the audience is rolling a d6 for this, I'm going to scroll down to the next area and give us the new description. This looks like a dissection theater. And in the room, stairs lead up so you can see down into the dissection theater. Oh. So are those not walls? So that shouldn't be blocked off. This should be open so you can see down into it. I did not realize that. So what? I'm going to delete this live. I'm going to fix this right now. Right now. Because I have this blocked off not knowing. So we're going to go like this. And I am going to delete this wall. I didn't know that's what it was. So we'll get rid of it and we'll go back to here. So those are stairs that look down into the dissection pit. Oh, that makes way more sense. Well, since I didn't get a d6 from the audience, I'm going to roll. Oh, nope, Nick's doing it. A 6. So this is, what room is this? This is room 3. So we have 6. Entering the room, the stairs lead up so you can see down into it. There is a table with a cloth covering a body, obviously. It sits on a copper drain channel. Scrolls fill the shelves, and an Iron Maiden sits next to the operation table. They're going to look at the channel, realize it's full of dried blood. So let me pull the map back up for you guys. This map is full of dried blood. All of this is dried blood. I see what you're saying. I accidentally turned the web off. I didn't realize I turned the web off. Yeah, I put it back up. I put it back up. I was fixing this. You should be able to see it now. We moved for clarity. We went around here, up into this operation theater that we can see down into, wrapped around, and walked into the theater, like so. So we have the Iron Maiden here. We have a body here. I don't know what that is yet. And then we have scrolls all along the walls. All along the walls. Well, let's split up. Pan's going to look for recipes. Wuu Klo and Zagmar are going to check the table. And then we'll check the Iron Maiden as a group. So we'll start with Pan. He's going to search through the walls, through the scrolls. So items on the shelves. We have a D20 roll here. I rolled a 19. Autopsy. Gnomes appear to have some element of fire to the origin because of their hair is always on fire. It's like there's autopsy reports. That's what we found, autopsy reports. So we're in room 3. Got an autopsy about fire gnomes, is what he's going to call them. Okay. He'll look again, see if there's anything else in another one. He rolls a 6. I found a scroll. It's not a recipe. Do we keep it? He's like, yeah, we find that. We find it we want to trade with, we can trade again. So we're going to keep the scroll. I know it's a scroll of Deafen. Just going to make the notes so we know, and that it is on page 55. I love that he noted the page numbers. I've only pulled up Acrobat here. He actually notes the page numbers in the core rulebook so you can find them quicker, which is really nice. So, other ones are going to look at the body. They're going to pull the sheet off of the person. Under the sheet, there's a body. There is arms and ears are missing. It looks like it's an elf, and Zagmar confirms. He's like, this used to be an elf. He's going to kind of look over him, prod him with the backside of his spear to roll him around, seeing that that is a person with prison tattoos. It's a someone who's been dissected. It's like, oh man, look at this. This is not good. Now, I have to roll something special for appearance. Oh no, that's for something later. There's a Lost People section, and I was making sure I didn't have to roll in the Lost People section. That's what I was looking at. So I think then, if I've already checked that, we know the person's missing their ears. It's a dissection room. I think the other thing they're going to look at is the Iron Maiden as a group. I think Wuu Klo will do it. Zagmar will stand back with the spear. Pan will be here. So I'm going to move it kind of like this. And Wuu Klo is going to open it up to look inside. It says there is a headless corpse that sits inside. The skull is opened, brain removed, and they are wearing a locket. The description says it looks like it could almost be a scarecrow. Well, I mean, do we want to loot the dead? And Wuu Klo, without even a second thought, reaches in and is like, they're dead. And he's going to grab the locket out. So I'm going to mark that we got a locket. I'm going to star this as something, actually I'll highlight it as something that could be important for later. Because there's a locket on a person. Maybe we can find something of value for that locket. So I'm going to mark locket here. You can see what I'm doing on here. And I'm just marking the tables, or the rooms that we go into, so I know where we've been. And then this is in room 3. So I'm just putting R3, so I know where we're at here. So we're going to take the locket. He's like, all right, well, what else do we got? He's like, well, the only other thing left is the huge thing over there. It looks like a tome. I can look at it if you want. And you're the only one who reads, remember? Well, at least read stuff. Go ahead. So they're going to kind of stand outside. He's going to look at the channel. He's gonna be looking at this. We're gonna check the tome and see what it is. It's a book. There's a bunch of dissections in it as we flip through of drow, gnomus, some other looking things. I don't know what these are. I'm gonna try to decipher it. I'm gonna make an int check. I think that makes sense for our guy. We're gonna make an int check to try to decipher it. I got a +3. He's pretty good at this. That's a 2. I don't know what this is, man. One of you guys want to check it? Man, Zagmar is not good at it. Wuu Klo could do it. He's got a +3. Wuu Klo will step over and take a look. Natural 20. Natural 20. Oh, that means we get a luck point back. So we're gonna add 1 to him. So we're gonna cross this out. We're now at 3. So we got a new breacher point. Natural 20. A weak fuck, man. Finally getting a break here. He's gonna read over it. He's gonna know exactly what it is. He's like, I've seen these before. He tells them it is a dissection tome about lesser beings. Cyclopeans kept something similar in the wall. It's an instruction manual on how to create them. It's pretty incomprehensible, but it is something maybe we should take. He's like, okay, do you have room? He's like, yeah, I'll carry it. So I'm gonna add a manual on how to make things. So a tome. We're gonna go to Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo has got plenty of space. Let's pull our PDF up here, everybody. I'm gonna put it down here though. We're gonna put tome, create, creatures, and I'm gonna put room to, what is this? The lost people. Just in case I need it for anything. And this is that weird, the weird scarab Baki. All right, so we now have that. I'm gonna save it so I don't forget. I'm gonna say it's probably a weight of 1. Does that make sense? But we're now at max weight as well, by the way. He's like, all right, guys, I ain't carrying anything else. I'm out of space. So I only got a torch left, so we should be looking for torches while we're in here. So, okay, well, we have all this, but there's blood here. Like, we should follow this line back and see where it goes. Like, all right. So they're going to form back up as a team. I'm going to shape them up here, right? We're going to get rid of the acrobat. So you can kind of see what we were looking at. I wanted you to see what was what. We have scroll. And we're going to make our way out and around, back into the room. So it goes down here and into here. Is there anything... Ooh, I just moved them between there. Is there anything that happens if we move between two guys? I feel like there is. Not there, though. Okay, we're good. Channels connect each room. Do we need blood in these channels? Is what he would say. He's like, I got monster parts. We could pour blood in. It's like, I don't know. Let's check another room. Let's go across the way to the other room. He's like, you don't want to go, isn't clockwise the rule? He's like, do you want to go clockwise? He's like, I mean, well, there's a room here. Let's just go in here. So they're going to go to that room and try to go in. We need more loot. We need more loot. I don't know if the doors are locked. I see no rules about the door being locked. I am going to roll for us walking back through here. 6 again. Nick, I have a question for you. Does all these times that we visit these keep stacking? Because if that's the case, every time you enter a room, or is it every time you enter a new room? I hope it's every time you enter a new room. I should be rolling that. So let's, I don't see anything saying doors are locked. I think they're going to open this door. So I am going to unlock it. And we're going to do doors, and we're going to unlock the door. All right. And they walk into the next section. Ah, fuck us, is what Pan says. He's like, what? What the fuck is this, guys? What is this? He's like, I don't know. You're the one who decided we needed to go into this room, Pan. It's like, yeah, but what? Fuck it. Okay. There's glass tubes with mouthpieces running along the wall towards a skeleton encased in a glass jar. The spigot drains the jar into a skeleton mold in the floor. There are no fluids in the tubes or jars. Tubes. Many thick glass tubes with mouthpieces at their entrances surround the room. Well, and I have this marked off. So that means that these here, hold on here, I'm doing the wrong thing. These here are mouthpieces. I think they're going to walk into the room. There's a mouthpiece there, there, and there. This one's open, that one's closed. What are these other big objects? That's a skeleton in the center. Copper medallions of sound waves grace the floor. Sound waves. Okay. Okay. Sound waves. Someone give me a D6 for this room when we enter, by the way, for encounter possibilities. So Pan, I think, is going to walk up to one of these things, look inside. I think Wuu Klo is kind of on this way, checking out the sound waves at the edge of the light on the floor. Thanks for subbing. I think he's going to, hello, into the tube. It only makes sense. So we got a 4. Hello, he says, into the tube. Now, unfortunately, because that's just something Pan would do. It says, using the mouthpiece, noise, singing a song, screaming, etc., causes orange ooze to fall from the skeleton's mouth. Doing so for 1 minute. So ooze starts falling from the mouth of the skeleton in the middle, just kind of pouring down the center of it. And that's in this part at the top here. And it starts pouring down it. Pan goes, I think that was just circumstantial. I don't think I caused that. He's like, you're kidding me. You yelled into the pipe and you think that's going to be okay? Well, the Lancer kind of shoves Pan away. Ooze is filling the mold in the center. Gross. Gross. He's like, oh, we should probably leave. Wuu Klo's like, yeah. First, over here, Pan. I need light. So Pan's gonna walk around this piece over to here as the ooze is filling it. I'm gonna start a timer on the side here to give us an idea of how much time there is. I have a lovely little timer here I got from a Kickstarter that you flip over and it just starts a timer. So that's running. And he is going to look at the sound waves. He's like, look, there's sound things on here, like singing sound waves. He's like, oh, do you think it does anything? He's like, I don't know. So we could go maybe back through the other area and read all of the documents in the other room. He's like, that would make sense, but that would be spending a lot of time reading through that stuff. He's like, what if we just camp in that observation room? He's like, you want to camp in the observation room that has no door, Pam? Well, no, yeah, you're right. That would be bad. I don't know. I don't know what this is. What do you want to do? It's like, well, there are all the tubes. Sound waves, obviously, you yelled through that and it did something. I don't know what we do with this. He's like, well, it's filling the room. We should probably get out of the room before it fills. What do you think? It's like, well, there's a spigot as well that we can turn. He's like, oh, yeah. Well, I mean, what? Well, yeah, why don't we do that? Why don't we let's turn the spigot on? He's like, so you want that orange ooze from here? You want the orange ooze from here to go into here? He's like, well, sure. And Pam walks over and he's like, this isn't a brew tank, man. It's not beer. He's like, yeah, but it does something. We might as well figure out what it does. Maybe it's edible. Ooze? I mean, I have made some really good flan out of ooze. Like, Pan, don't do it. And Pan grabs the spigot and he's gonna turn it on. Because he's curious. So he turns the spigot open My understanding is that ooze starts to fill the skeletal mold in the ground. He's like, oh, look, it's filling the mold. He's like, you're making a person. You realize that, right? He's like, no, it's like a cookie cutter. He's like, this is not like a cookie cutter. We need the fuck out of this room and close it. He's like, grab what you need. Let's get out. He's like, well, do we do anything with the sound stuff? He's like, we're not doing anything. We're leaving right now. Grab your stuff. Let's go. So Pan and them are going to be forced to walk back out because Wuu Klo does not want to stay in here. They're going to shut the door. I think they're going to wrap around this side. This door is locked. They're going to wrap all the way around to this door. It's like a giant creepy collar mold. Yeah, right, exactly. A lollipop mold. So we're going to go to the next door. We walk back into another room, everybody. 4. We're good. All right. Let's check this room. And he opens it up. Pan and them are going to walk through into here. Line them back up accordingly. Like so. Like Pan's in the back, and they're going to walk into this room. What is this? And they're going to kind of move around. So it looks like gears, a sprocket. I'm just doing that so we can see. It's the only problem with light. You can't really see the rooms that well. You know what I mean? So we're going to the next room. I'm going to roll a d6 for this room. 3. What room is this? What room is this? This is room 6. 3. In the center of the floor is a sundial. There is no light source in the room. 4 wheels sit in pairs on either side of the sundial. In the wall, there is a large water tank. A text around it reads, "When does communication begin?" This is a sundial. Well, Pan is going to walk through the center of the room. With that, his torchlight will cast light. And it says, because he wants to go look at the other thing, it says, as a party moves through the room, their light source will generate a time with the sundial. And I have the rest blacked out. It says the sundial is raised 6 inches. Huh. Okay. There's a water tank. Where's the water tank at? Is the water tank the piece at the back or below? So the border is marked on one side with runes corresponding to, looks like hours and minutes, like a measuring cup. The tank is currently empty. Oh, okay. So we're trying to fill the wheel. Trying to fill, I think this is the water in the center here. Right? I think so. That's empty right now. Huh. Large pairs of wheels. We don't know what they do yet. We don't know a time. It is empty. Well, this looks like some form of time device, is what Pan says. He's like, yeah. He's like, do you know anything about time? He's like, well, I mean, I do from cooking. I've seen some of the nicer kitchens in Astrolane, and there is water clocks that they use, but or sand timers. I think it's like that. I don't understand the thing on the wall. It looks like it moves. Pan's gonna walk over to one of these wheels and turn it. He's like, watch the hands for me. So he's gonna stand here. This is the clock on the wall. Pan's is going to turn one of these. Pan's got the highest intelligence. He's going to try to figure out how this works. So he's going to turn one of the wheels. Water starts flowing, and the hour hand, the small hand, would start working. He's like, okay. He's like, the small pair control input, and he would do the small one, and he starts doing the minutes. So big dials move the hours. Small ones use the minutes, back and forth on each side. So you point to the other 2 to go on the other side. He's like, Zagmar, I'm gonna need you to help me here. These are too heavy for me. I'm gonna stand in the middle. You guys can be the wheel boys. I will stand in the middle. Let's see if we can't figure out what this does. He's just gonna stand in the middle because they need light. and they're going to see if they can get anything out of this. So sundial as a party moves through. Well, let's set the time. We know we left. This is the sundial is this piece, and he points to the floor. The water tank is the back wall. We're filling it, and it's moving the timer. Well, do we just want to make a both point at 12? You know what I mean? Do we just make them point at day, like the start of a day? He's like, it's not the start of the day, though. He's like, we traveled all day. We rested at night. We got up at 6. We've been here for like an hour or two. He's like, I don't know, 7, 8, half past. He's like, well, I don't have a clock. He's like, I don't have a clock either. He's like, and there's no light inside the wall, so it's hard to tell. Because the torch has been burning. There's probably 10 minutes left to 15 minutes left on the torch. We can use that as a reference for time. He's like, okay, what time do we get up then, Pan? He's like, well, I cooked all morning. I made the food for you. He's like, it's got to be around 11. So let's set it to 11. And they are going to set the timer to 11 to try to like match it up to what the daytime is. That's what they're going to try to do, using the light that it is spilling out in the middle for the sundial, kind of moving that piece to set the 2 times. I think once they set it to the current time, like as they're passing the time, I'll say Pan, let's make a roll how close Pan gets to this, right? Using Pan and Wuu Klo together, how close do we get? 18. Dude is like almost a second setting the sundial. Once the sundial is set, the back wall, once it's calibrated, a drawer at the base of the water clock opens, revealing clock hands. He's like, oh, look, there's clock hands in here. Yeah, goes in, he pulls out these 2 little hands. He's like, what skewers? Food skewers? He's like, they're not food skewers. He's like, why are we collecting this stuff? This makes no fucking sense to me. And Zagmar's like, I don't understand any of the reason that a 7-foot-tall elf, a golem, and a cyclopean walk into this place and are solving problems. Our goal is to get through. If that's our goal, let's see if this did anything. He's like, all right, well, I'm going to pocket the hands for now. He's like, fine, take the hands. What are you going to do with them? He's like, well, the clock is working now. The sundial works as long as there's some light in the middle. He's like, yeah, and we got 10 minutes left on this torch, and we're short on torches, Pan. Let's go. And he's going to walk back over to him. Pan's going to collect the hands. I'm going to put the hands in his inventory. I have no fucking clue what these hands are for, by the way. I have no idea. I'm going to say the hands don't weigh anything. I think they're inconsequential. So I'm just going to put clock hands. And this was room... what was this? R6, I said, right? Right? Was it R6? I don't remember now. Let me look it up. R6. So clock hands, R6. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Clock hands from R6. And then in the R... I'm going to scroll back up. I want to look at the other one for 4. We started the slime. What the fuck that's going to do? We started the orange ooze. The orange ooze. Filling the mold. Star Drew, I don't know if you saw either, buddy. We the Breacher stuff, if you're on Patreon and you're a backer at any level, the first series of the Legacy editions for Everpeak are going out, and I made sure Canada is one of the shipping spots for you. So I guess we gather what's in this room. We get the clock hands. I think we get the fuck out. We go to the next room. I have no reason to be dicking around in here. You know what I mean? So I think we're going to head back out of the door, follow along. We're making sure not to go through any of these areas. And we know that these damaged ones are dangerous because we've dealt with it in the past because we use a flashback card. And then we're going to open this door. All right. And we're going to walk in here. New room. Zagmar walks in and just sighs with the lance in his hand. He's like, guys, this is getting old. He's like, yeah, but we didn't find a way room. We got to get that other door open. He's like, I can just break the fucking door. Let me just kick the door open. Between me and Wuu Klo, we can just bust the door and not do any of this anymore. He's like, right, but we'd be destroying stuff. We don't know what any of it is. You know what they taught us at the Breachers Guild, Zagmar. You don't break things unless you have to break them because you never know what they will do to you. So let's not get hasty and start breaking stuff, okay? I feel like that would be a really bad look for us. All right, man. Let's check this room. Let's see what it is. And we'll go from there, okay? He's like, yeah, sure. Sure, let's just wander around here for the rest of the day. And you can tell Zagmar's getting really annoyed by this. So in this room, there is a hollow forearm bones, the ulna and radius, hang from the ceiling. 2 reliefs are carved, breaking from the stone wall. 2 bowls with bone shards from broken chimes rest on the floor. So this is like a wind chime room of bones. Ugh. Broken wind chime room of bones. Well, what are these other objects then? What do we got for the other objects? It says bone chimes clink. The chimed noise echoes sounds from local environments when the bones were procured. Oh, so you get to hear the death screams of people. Well, we got to do the famous audience. We're rolling a d6. On a 1, we have an encounter, so let's hope we're still safe. Let's not bump the chimes, Pan says. And they're all going to try to make their way through this room. They give us a DC. We're going to try to get through it without bumping the chimes. I think Pan's going to stay near the door so he doesn't have to roll, and I think the other 2 are going to roll. I'm going to spend a point for Wuu Klo, that free one that we got. We're going to re-roll Wuu Klo's. All right, good. They're going to navigate their way through. You got a 2 in this room, okay? Wuu Klo is going to go ahead in the room. Pan's going to stand back, giving them light, and they're going to search the room because they made their dex rolls. They don't want to bump the chimes because they already heard like the screams of the dead and stuff like that and where they came from. So it says full of the bowls on each side, the left and right. These here, this here, and here are full of bone shards from broken chimes. 1 basket is full of clean shards. The other one's full of bloody shards. We'll say the left is clean, the right is bloody. But there are statues at the back. One of the statues has pieces of bone shards clinging to its jawline, and then blood trickles down its neck. The face and ears have been removed. Oh, the face and ears like the other room. The other room we were in had those cut off. Ooh, okay. Pan's gonna collect. Pan's like, I'm gonna get some of these wind chimes delicately off the, cut them down and take them with us in case we need them. Because the other place gave us hands to clocks, and maybe these are used for something. He's like, just don't make any noise. He's like, well, I can get them from the clean bone, or I can just cut some down. I'm just gonna cut some down. He pulls out his chef knife. All right, buddy. We're gonna give him a dex card. Yeah, we're gonna give him a dex card. We're gonna give him a faster card. Faster card is gonna come from Star Drew. And then we're gonna roll here, guys. Our dex is Garbaggio. It is bad. Pan is not dexterous. He's intelligent. He's got a -3, which is a -2 now. We're gonna try to cut this open. We're gonna try to get some wind chimes down. That's a 19, though. It's a 19. That's really good. 19 on the die. I think Pan reaches up. He cuts down some of the all-known radius bone chines, cuts them. He wraps them in the cloth. He sticks them in his bag alongside the hands because he assumes we're going to use this for something. If these people are making this weird spot. Pan looks up while they're looking at the statue and goes, why do you think they made all of this? Wuu Klo goes, why are you asking questions that don't matter? He's like, what? I mean, someone made this for a reason. Maybe it serves a purpose we're not understanding. He's like, there's got to be a solution. And Zagmar goes, no, our solution is to get through, dude. We're not dicking around in here. Breach the walls and get out. All right. And he writes down that he's collected bone chimes. And this is from R, what are we in? R5? R5, yep. R5. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. So is there anything else you want to do in here, Pan? Any more dicking around? He's like, I mean, you guys are giving me crap about it, but that statue looks like it's messed up. And it's missing ears. And it's missing something else. We could give it its ears back. He's like, nope, we're leaving. We're leaving. But why? He's like, we're not doing this. We're leaving. We're not dicking around with whatever that statue is. All right? Let's just, yeah, exactly. The Surian says, let's debate the details later. So we're going to walk out of the room as a group cleanly and not investigate it any more than that. Well, we went every room. We don't know what anything is. What do you want to do? He's like, well, I'm going to go break the door down. I was like, wait, hold on. The door over here, this one, matches the door on the opposite side. He's like, and there's the only room that had writing in. Obviously, we've gotten sound in one room. We had light in another room. We got bones in a room. I don't really understand what the autopsy room is for. There was notes. He's like, I don't know what to do, but these urns, do you think they're like a sacrifice thing? Like people who get buried? Like, dude, I don't know. He's like, well, is there anything you think we should do? I rolled for the room when we went back in here. Nothing happened. I got a 5. It's like, I think we need to go back to the first room and look around. He's like, I'm going to give you until this torch burns out. And I'm going to walk across this fucking floor. And I'm going to kick that door open. This is ridiculous. Let's just bust the door down and make it through this room. Our goal is to get out, not to dick around. You got until the torch goes out. Pan's like, okay. So he comes in. Pan's going to start looking around this room again. Trying to figure out what in the fuck is going on. How do we do this? What do we use? Where do we go? All that kind of stuff. He's like, okay, so we got 4 urns. There's a column in the center. Audience, if you have any ideas for this, I'm down. Oh, that, everybody, is the sound of the torches going out. Zagmar, as the torch burns down, he's like, I told you. He's like, wait, I didn't get any time. As he's reaching in to pull out. We immediately need to roll another D6 because the torches went out, which means that there's a chance that monsters show up. Let's not get a 1. That's 6. We are good. He's like, hold on. And he was going to pull out a torch and light it. It's 11 with his bonuses. He lights another torch, burning another torch up for us. We did not get an encounter. The torches will come back online. He's like, look, see, we're fine. We're fine. Let me look around. We'll make sure we're okay. We have a new torch. We got plenty of time. You got to give me a minute, man. Destruction isn't always the answer. He's like, it is. You're taking too long. This makes no sense to me. He's like, okay, well, I'm gonna try to read the inscription again, and we're gonna figure out where we go. It says, an inlaid inscription, so it surrounds the pool. Communication requires more than tongue. A mind must think the thought, and he kind of walks around the pool. A voice must speak it, or a body must express it. An ear must hear it, or eyes must see it. I'll put this in chat. Looks like a riddle. He's like, I hate this. Zagmar's like, I hate this so much. Wuu Klo? I would like a crew vote. Are we gonna let him keep dicking around with this, or are we gonna go kick the other door down? Wuu Klo goes, oh, Zagmar, man. Hey, don't just give him a minute. He might figure this out, dude. Just give him a minute. So, audience, looking at that, what do we think we can do? I've marked out all of the stuff that's in here, so I don't know what's what. I did a Control F search. I blocked anything that had the puzzle questions so that I can't see them. Now, I can look it up if we need, but we have this one piece. We have clock hands, bone chimes, and a scroll from a room. One room had sound. The other room had light. Other room was an autopsy room. And that last room was also kind of sound. But it was... one was more like sound waves. And the other one was more chimes. And the guy's ears were missing. What if we put stuff in there? You know what I mean? Like, what if we put things in the jars and maybe that does it? He's like, so you think these jars are weighted? Do you? He's like, I don't know. And he like pushes down on them a little bit. He's like, stop fucking with the trap. It's obviously a trap. We're gonna die fucking with this. Skeleton ooze in the autopsy room had body parts. Yeah. Fifth Element style. He's like, look, he takes the hands out and he dumps them in one of the jars. And he dumps the chimes in another one. And he takes the scroll that he got from one room and puts a scroll in one of them. I don't know what to put in the last one. It obviously wants, like, sacrifices. He screams into one of the pots. And Zagmar walks over and grabs Pam by the back of his metal golem collar and pulls him back. He's like, knock it off. You're going to get us killed. He's like, this is how people die. Let's go to that other door. I'm going to kick it open. I'm done with this. Come on. There's a fourth one. We found 3. There's got to be something for this. Like, it doesn't matter. This isn't a recipe. This isn't a recipe. Let's go. Wuu Klo, vote. Are we staying and figure this out, or are we going? Zagmar says, I want to go. Pan's like, I want to stay. Wuu Klo's like, I fucking hate this. Guys. I hate this. Let's just figure this out. Then we'll go destroy the door if it doesn't happen. So, you got an idea? I'm out. You threw a piece of paper in one. You threw bones in another one. And then you threw clock hands in the other. What do you want? What do you want to do? Huh? You got one jar with nothing in it. He's like, it's got to be in one of the rooms. We have to go back to one of the rooms. We didn't get anything out of the ooze room. Let's go to the ooze room. Let's go back there and see what's going on and see what that's like. He's like, this is the worst fucking idea. So they're going to group back up. I'm going to mark the map. I'm going to put, where's the drawing tool? I just want a marker. And then I'm going to mark that we put a scroll in here, right? That's a hard color. Now you can see it. So I'm going to mark that we put a scroll on here. Scroll. Chimes. Hands. Well, we didn't put anything in this one yet because we have no idea what it is. And he reads it out loud one more time. He's like, communication requires, and he's reading it out of his book, more than the tongue. A mind must think the thought. A voice must speak it. Or a body must express it. And an ear must hear it. or eyes must see it. Well, we need like eyes or something, man. We need eyes. We need eyes. We need vision or something to throw in there. We've got words. We got sound, and we got hands for body. We need like ears or something in here. He goes, okay, well, you let me know when you find those. I'll tell you what, if something shows up, we'll cut the fucking ears off of them. And you could throw them in the pot. How's that sound? And he's going to walk out like angry about this because I think he's frustrated because he's definitely that kind of character. He's like, let's go back to the ooze room. Come on. And he starts walking. Zagmar will follow. They're going to walk across. They're going to go around. They're going to go back to this room. Now, it has been 27 minutes in the ooze room. The ooze is now filling the mold. Filling the mold. And he starts searching this room again. So I'm going to scroll back to that area. He's repeating what I said earlier over and over to himself. He's like, so this is making something. And I'm going to say Wuu Klo and Zagmar are by the door in case anything happens. We went to another room. You know what that means. 6. Nothing fucking happens again. We've had no encounters this entire time. Which has been really easy. We got to figure this out before somebody finds us. Somebody finds us. We got to figure this out. Yeah, their weapons are at the ready. This has been too quiet for too long. Let's go look. It's filling it. Look at it. He's like, but it kind of stops. We need to create sound in here. Hold on a minute. And he's going to, what does Pan have on him? Pan is going to take some of the bones that he cut. He's going to tie a rope. He's going to put it in front of the mouthpiece here. Right here. So that it will constantly make noise. That's what he's going to do. And it just more ooze is getting poured into it. And the sound is reverberating through. Zagmar is just our tall elven friend. Our Lancer is just like, this is how we're all going to die. He's like, look, it's filling this. It has to do something. He's like, yes, it's how you make a monster to get us killed, Pan. That is how we die. That thing in the middle, this goop that you're making is how we die. He's like, well, I'm going to leave the chime in there and let it fill it. Maybe when it fills, something happens. Maybe that thing turns into an attendant and it opens the door. He's like, or it tries to attack us and kill us. Like everything in the wall does. Well, I'm out of ideas for this room. What do you guys want to do? And immediately, Zagmar starts walking this way. He's like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And he's going to come with him. He's going to walk up to the door. He's going to level himself out. He's going to look over it. He's like, aren't you good at breaking stuff? He's like, yeah. Pan's like, Ramjax has got something for me. He's like, good, help me. He's like, I don't want to break this door, man. We're breaking the door. All right. I guess we can. Guess we can try. Wuu Klo's like, do you have any other ideas, Pan? He's like, something goes in that jar. We have hands. We have sound. We have reading. I guess smart. We need hearing. He's like, I don't have any ear. Oh, wait a minute. And he's going to grab monster parts that he has, because I do have monster parts. I want to know, we're going to ask the Oracle if he has ears from any of the things that we have fought during our journey. So we're going to roll here. Monster parts away, my guys. What's the chance? How many parts does he have right now? Hold on. Pan has 3 monster parts. 3. According to the Oracle, I think this would be an advantage. He has a good chance of having hearing based on what we're looking for. Good chance. So we're going to roll with advantage. Does Pan have ears on him? Does he have ears on him? We're going to go. See what we get here. So it's going to be Pan. He gets advantage. We're not going to use this die because those are theirs. They're not helping him. We're going to use this big old honky one. 16. Yes, Pan has ears on him. Pan goes, guys, before we break the door, if this doesn't work, I got body parts. I have eyes, ears, brain. I'm going to dump all of these into that other pot. Okay? If it doesn't work, we'll break the door. Is that fair, Zagmar? Zagmar's like, fine. Last time we're walking across this goddamn place again. Last time. Good question. That's a good question. Is the door wood or stone? Stardrew asks. Let me read it for you. That's a really good question. Let me scroll down. Let me scroll downeth. It just says a door. I'm guessing it's stone because of how Breachers is set up. I'm guessing it's a stone and metal door. That's my guess. That's my guess. All right, let's go back and try it. So they're going to walk through the middle, all the way back to this one room. We got to roll a d6. Audience, roll me a d6. Don't get a 1. Pan is going to take body parts out and start putting, he's like, ear of the goblin that I fought, an eye from that weird creature that almost killed me. And then as he does that, it clicks. There's a noise. Now I'm going to read the description. Although Zagmar really wanted to kick that fucking door. 3. Okay, we're still good. We're still good. We scroll back to the very first room, and I gotta delete the highlight. So it says, oh no, it's in the second room, and it tells you. There is a loud sound of grinding and gears in the room next to us, the big one. And it says the floor in the middle starts to sink down, revealing stairs. He's like, look through the room. And he points out into the other room as the center in between all the statues lowers. He's like, so we're going to go down further into this place. He's like, well, I mean, that was the goal, right? You wanted another way out? He's like, yes, sure. I wrote that in there just for the stuff we put in. Well, if we're going to do that, can we still bust that door open? He's like, yeah, I guess. Let's go across to the other door and look at it. I mean, sure. Before we go downstairs, you're right. You're right. Breacher code. We search an entire area before we move on to the next. You are correct. You're correct. So I'm going to put parts here. That we put parts in here. Like this. So we have the scroll in here. We have the chimes in here. We have the hands in here from the clock. And then we put monster parts. I'll put an M in here. Monster parts in here. I told you being a dungeon chef. And he starts like bragging to them. And they walk down and around instead of going through the center. He's like, I told you that being a dungeon chef would teach you the things that you need, that you don't always have to fight everything. Zagmar is now like getting pace ahead of him because he doesn't want to hear him. And they get up to the other room and to the door. He's like, well, you're going to shoulder it? He's like, do you have another way to use it? I don't know. No? He's like, well, we opened that. The floor opened. He's like, what did we use? He's like, you said we use sound, time. He's like, yeah. He's like, how do we open this thing? He's like, I don't know. Torch, open sesame. rations? That's what he does. He's like, food? Food, everybody wants food. Maybe the door wants food. He's like, you're the dumbest golem I've ever met in my life. You're the dumbest golem I have ever fucking met. You think that food is the solution? He's like, I'm at a torch and I asked it to open and I'm bringing food. Like, knock. And he knocks on the door. Now, I'm going to roll an intelligence check for Pan. Because I want to know if he knows anything about this door. It doesn't say there's any inscriptions on the door. It says nothing. There's no inscriptions, no nothing on the door. Nothing. So he's repeating what he learned in the other rooms. He's like, we found bones, we found dead things, we found sound. I want to do that. I'm gonna put a torch up. I'm gonna knock on the door and say we're bringing food. This guy sounds like he works for fucking DoorDash. Pan the dungeon DoorDasher. We're gonna roll and see if he knows anything or any ideas. That's a 15, 19, 19, 20, 21. 21. Nick, you wrote this. I'm gonna ask you, because I have it blocked off right now. And since you can semi-code GM this, if he is producing a torch, if he is knocking on the door, and then providing food, would that qualify to open this door? I feel like it would. Because right now I have it blacked out for the puzzle. But I feel like that would be a really good way to do this. Unless you think I'm wrong. For those who don't know, Nick in chat is the person who developed this. That's why I'm asking. Would food count as smell? It's a scent. Right. So food is a smell. Here, so I'm gonna pull up I'm gonna pull this up. I have it marked. I'm gonna scroll. I don't want to ruin it. I have it blacked out. Food is smell. So I'm gonna delete it and we're gonna zoom in here. It says to open the door, the inscription from area 1 must be shared via light, sound, and scent. I think I'm going to argue that is a really good concept. Because otherwise, he's going to kick this door down. So I think the door clacks and starts to... The bars... Oh, man. Because it's breachers. I think the door splits in the middle. Part of it falls into the floor. And the other part pulls up into the ceiling. And it splits in the middle. And Pam would look at Zagmar and Wuu Klo and go, I told you. He's like, but I've never seen a door open like that before. I'm going to reveal it. I do not want to go in here. I don't want to be in here as a GM. So in this room, I'm going to put it in here. God, I don't like how light works in this. Because this room's almost a little too big. I think I need to bump his light aura up a touch. I have it at 30 foot, but I feel like it's actually more than that, right? Because of how I have the squares set up. So if you look at the squares here and I turn the opacity up, I think the room is a little too big. But we're just going to go like this so we can see it. So I'm going to read off. First, we're going to roll a d6. Audience, roll a d6. I'm going to read off what it says. An orrery sits in the middle of the chamber with a doorway on the opposite side of the entryway, which is what we see over here. This portally looking doorway. Okay? The orrery is large enough to fill the room. On the ground, crystal inlays vibrate with ley line energy. Don't know what it does. A 4. Okay. This is room 1-7. So 4. No combat yet, guys. I need someone to roll me percentiles. Please do not roll a 13 or lower. Please. Percentiles in chat, do not roll 13 or lower. Or we are fucked. Absolutely fucked. Pan and them start looking around the room. What's in it? Pan's like, oh, there's an inlay. Look at this. It's like a summoning thing. And immediately the Wuu Klo and Lancer's like, don't step on it. Stay out of the circle, Pan. It's like, well, obviously I'm not going to step in there. That would be dumb. But look at it. And he's going to kind of like walk around the room towards a portal so we can see that kind of stuff and see what the inlays are. Who's rolling in chat? Any percentiles? Oh, thank God. Oh. Oh, man. He looks at it. Well, we go through the portal. That could take us somewhere. Wuu Klo and Zagmar look at him and go, I don't know how magic works that well, man. Do you? No. But it would get us out of here. Maybe that's where our companion went. No. No. We're not stepping through a fucking random portal, bud. We're not doing it. Oh, all right. Well, let me see if I can see what this is. He's going to lean down and try to identify what the orrery is. I'm going to say his disadvantage because he's not a mage. He's not a caster. Wuu Klo deals in metaphysical, or sorry, what does Wuu Klo actually have? Hold on. He's got pyrokinesis and psychometabolism, so he can't help. So I'm going to roll a disadvantage here with Pan. Just to see if he has the idea of what this is. I mean, I'm willing to spend a die. That's a 12. That gives him a 15. I'm going to mark Pan, and we're going to roll a d6 with this. We're going to add a d6 on. And I'm going to give him smarter. Fuck it. He wants to know what this is. He's Curious George. We're gonna roll this. Last smarter card that we have. That's a 1. So that's a 13. That's a 16. And we're going to add a d6. If we get 18 at least, I think he knows. He's got it. Room 7. He's like, it's for teleporting. These are the inlays for teleportation. Remember, we're in Astrolane. We have that area in the center of Astrolane that is very similar to this. And we use it to go from sections to sections. And they said we used to be able to travel all over the world with it. They've been trying to get it to work. This is teleporting. This is a teleporter. This lets us go other places. Fucking Pan, my guy. If I could align this, we could get ourselves out. Maybe that room with the documents has how we can use this to get out. Wuu Klo and Zagmar go, no, we're going down the stairs. We're not doing this. Let's go. They're going to walk back out of the room. And they're going to head down the stairs. With that, I'm going to take us to our other zone. Set us up over there as we head downstairs. Now, we've had no encounters today. Not a fucking one. A single encounter. None. Just want to point that out. What is going on? What is going on? As we head down these stairs into this next area, it's dark, it's wet, you can hear the sound of running water. He's like, ooh, look at this, a flagstone. He's like, oh, yay. Zagmar's like, I'll take point. I'm not going to let you guys walk out front. This would be a horrible idea. He's like, no, yeah. So Zagmar's going to take point. Wuu Klo's going to go here. It's going to go like this, and then we're going to connect these to them again. All right. No encounters. We've been going good. This is an abandoned place. This is perfect. And Wuu Klo, exactly what Stardrew just said. Wuu Klo and Zagmar, like, do not curse us. 6, we're good. Do I need to track for down here too? Nick, do you track down here for the rooms too? Please tell me no. And they're gonna start wandering down this hallways. I'm gonna zoom out. We're gonna start making our way through. So, we have new random encounter tables, a bunch of new stuff down here as we get into the second section. Fuck. We need more torches, yeah. So that was 7. So what is this? 2 up to what? 2-7 or 2-8? I think it's up to 2-7. So up to 2-7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And this is map 2, and this is map 1. Okay. Well, let's start going through. So in here, we're gonna make our way through. Yep, make our way through and start coming down. The first thing we see is a statue in this next area. He's like, oh, look, more animated statues. I guarantee it. A statue is of a weird guardian. It's a small chamber. There's a plaque on the statue and a crack beneath it. Figure seems half phased through the wall behind the statue. The plaque at the bottom says, no matter which way you go, nothing is gained for nothing given. There is a person hanging out of the wall, half phased through like a bad spell. They look like they're starved. Almost like they're dying out. And they start mumbling. I know this group well enough to know that Zagmar will pull a javelin, walk up. I know he'll have his lance out at a distance, and he'll say, I don't know who you are. And he'll stick in wallies, which is the common inside the wall. We're not gonna be able to save you. We don't have any magic with us. Do you want us to pull you out of the wall or put you to rest? And the person starts begging to be put to rest. So Zagmar, without question, because of who he is and what he is lawful. He will put the person to rest. So he's going to stab him and put this weird half-phased through person to rest as they move up here. He's like, yeah, Wuu Klo's like, I don't blame you, man. You can't let him survive that way. Pan's like, we could have just went through the portal and not dealt with any of this. He's like, oh yeah, that's a great plan. Let's go through the portal that we don't know where it goes. So he's going to look through the guy and see if there's anything on him that might be helpful. Audience, give me a D10 roll if there's anything that's on the Lost Explorer or in his pack. Mercy is what Lancers call it, Serving Hand says. I don't disagree with you. While you're rolling the D10, they're going to search through it and see if there's anything. They hear water from the north of them. He's like, there's water. Water's always good. You want to follow the water? He's like, it's not a bad idea. I guess we could head north and head towards the water. D10, we got a 10. In the bag, there is a skull that is snoring. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're one snoring skull. Pan goes, Bob? If you know, then you know. He's like, what are we going to do with a snoring skull? He's like, maybe that merchant will buy it? He's like, yeah, but it makes noise. You want to carry around a snoring skull? He's like, Pan, do you even have room to carry it? He's like, not, I mean, yes. Do you want me to? Zagmar's like, give it to me. I'll carry it. So you're gonna take the Snoring Skull. I got it. Carry it for now. Maybe we need it. We can put it at camp. We can go, we can rest a little bit. Let's push to the water, see what the water is. Maybe if we have to make camp in here, we can. He's like, it's too dangerous. We'll have to go back outside and go to our campsite. So let's head north. Let's go north and see what we got. So they're gonna line back up, him up front, Wuu Klo in the back, Pan here. I'm gonna line him up on Pan. And they're gonna head north. Here, there's like a large aqueduct. There's a gate with water coming through here, kind of coming down and moving around. He's like, we could take the aqueduct. Let's follow the aqueduct. Aqueduct's gotta go somewhere, right? He's like, you wanna travel through the aqueduct? He's like, yeah, I think it's a great idea. Well, everybody, we have to roll again here. We got a 3. So we got 3 in room 1, got a 4. So we're good there. He's like, I think we should follow the aqueduct down. I think that is a wonderful plan. Wuu Klo's like, he's not wrong. It is actually not a bad idea. Let's go through it and see what we can find. In it, this aqueduct is flowing in a pool and then in another direction. The gates are barred and block the further passes forward. In between the bars, there is a skeleton trap like they tried to crawl through. He's like, oh, look at this. He's like, I'll break the gate. And Wuu Klo and him climb up and they're going to try to break this gate. So Wuu Klo and the Lancer will aid each other. Actually, no. Pan will aid him. Wuu Klo will be on watch. So we'll do this. They're going to search the skeleton that's there as well. What is on the skeleton? Yeah, they're going to search the Lost Explorer. Do they notice anything else? There is something else here they can see. He doesn't notice it. Wuu Klo reaches down. He's like, look, there's a grimoire. Oh, it's underwater. They pick it up and he folds the book open and it's empty and he sets it back in the water. He's like, oh, well, you can read it. He's like, we don't have time to read. Just grab the waterlog book. We're going. And he'll fold the waterlog book up and he sticks it in Zagmar's pack because he's out of room and he can't carry anything. So Zagmar now has a waterlogged book from room 2. I have no idea what this does. So waterlogged book. Book, and this is 2.2. And then this was 2.1 that we got this. I'm marking map 1 and map 2 that way. So he's carrying it. So what do you want to do? He's like, well, I think we open the bars. So they're going to aid each other. I'm really good at breaking stuff. He's really strong. We're going to give him a stronger card. It says we have to do a DC 15 to break these bars. We're going to use 3 dies a lot. And we're going to try to break these bars. Need a 15. That's a 5. That's bad. He's going to spend a point. He's got 3. He's going to spend 1. We're going to re-roll. We got a +1. Okay, that's a 15. Plus he's 4, I think. Isn't Zagmar 4? Hold on here, everybody. I think Zagmar's a 4. Yeah, dude. 15, 19, 20, 20. He grabs a bar, he puts his polearm through it, bends it, and you could hear the whispers from the lance wanting blood as he pulls it open. He puts the lance back down, and they bust the bars open, and we continue marching down. Look, man, maybe this scheme of 3 is gonna make it. Maybe we will make it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna line them back up like so, and we're gonna march down. Out of this is we're marching along this aqueduct. This is probably a good question for, I'm assuming this is open. Even if it's not, I'm gonna say it's open. Looking out in the area, there's a huge statue, a mirror with light shining across as we're kind of traveling down the aqueduct. Look at that, guys. Look, it's like a light bridge. Is there like traveling behind these things? I'm assuming the aqueduct's like this big stone half pipe that we're walking down, right? Look at that. He's all excited. We're now in 2-3, which means you have to roll another d6. That's a 6. That's not... No encounters yet, everybody. We haven't had a single one yet. Aqueduct's far above the cavern floor. An aqueduct passes through the chamber. It is held up by arches and statues, and it has a current. We're not the best at swimming. I think we're tied to each other, and we're going to make our way across the aqueduct this way. As we're making our way through, I'm going to make just a general... I have a lance in front of me. I want to see if our lancer notices anything before we get to it. Just in general, because he is on lookout using the lance to kind of prod and look through and make sure nothing happens. So we're going to see if he notices anything. That's a 7 on the die. He doesn't notice anything. The other two behind, I will roll Pan at disadvantage because he's behind him, but I am carrying the light. But we're going to see. So we're going to roll Pans. Disadvantage, take the lower of the two. He doesn't know anything. And then we're going to do the same for Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo is going to try as well. 12 and a 3. Nobody notices. Walking through, all of a sudden, a tentacle whips out, and we go into our actual first combat, everybody. As this bloated, weird ooze starts coming up out of the water and tentacles over the sides of the aqueduct, and it swings at Zagmar. Let's get these pink dice out, everyone. We know how this is going to go. 13 with its bonus of 7. He smashes. We do, but this isn't something I think they would be making points on. It's not worth it. Now, if you want to patch it, if you'd like to use your patch serving hands, I would be happy to re-roll Zagmar's if you want. Before he gets hit. We have a +1 bonus. Would you like to patch him? Now, for those who don't know, we have ETHAUNTIA patches you can pick up on our merch site that during any game will allow a reroll. That's what these patches are. You can pick them up. There's numbered versions. They get sent snail mail. They're super nice. They glow in the dark. This is for our other show, but I allow them to be rerolls for any show that we do. Hence why I'm asking the audience if they'd like to do that. So do you want me to reroll for Zagmar? Patch him? All right, we're going to patch him. See if he notices this before he gets attacked, everybody. So we're going to pull him back. And we're going to see what we get. Thanks for the patch. We got +1. That is a 10. That is an 11. According to the creature, they don't hide well. They are pretty strong. I'm going to roll a opposed dex roll. We got an 11. I have a +3. No, we don't see it. 11. That's a 15. We could waste a breacher die from Zagmar. That would leave him with 1. We're going to add a d6 to the roll. We need at least a 4, and that would allow us to see us and dodge. We'll be rolling initiative. That is a 5. We notice it. That means that this thing has got to roll initiative, or we might be going first, because Zagmar has a 14 for the party right now, everyone. So, initiative for the creature. It goes after us. Us, creature. It swings, he dodges back, and he's going to get distance, and we're going to go into combat, everyone. We're going to do this combat, and I think that might be the end of the show today after this combat, but let's see if we can make it through this fight. I'm going to go into our notes here. I think I got some monster tokens. Let me just see if I have a good monster token we can use. Let's go to characters. Do we have like a slime? Ooh, this aberration's good. Oh, ooze. Here's an ooze. We use the ooze one. Boom. We're going to put distance between us. We have our spear out. Zagmar's going to yell, ooze. And I am going to jump up and over to create a gap to flank. We're going to use our leaping strike. For those who don't know, Lancers work very similar to like Dragoons from Final Fantasy. They have reach. They have the ability to jump. And Zagmar is going to use his jump ability, which is at disadvantage. So, Lancer jump strike is double near. We're going to try to this. We're only level 2. We are the lowest out of the group. This creature, as a heads up, is a level 7. So we're in danger. Zagmar's going to jump. That gives him a disadvantage on his roll, but we up our damage when we do this. We're pulling out our new lance. The problem is this thing doesn't have blood. So we can't heal from it. I'm going to take damage. Oh, no. We're still going to roll. We have a good chance with this. We have a lance. It's a 4 from our stat. It's magical now, so that's a 6. We got a +6 at disadvantage, everyone. +6, that's a 12. That's a 12. What is the AC on this creature? It's a 12. It is a 12 right here. All right, everybody. That means we hit. It means we hit. We did our job. So Zagmar is going to be hitting. That's a 12. Let's get our damage together. Audience, I'll let you guys roll the damage. Since we jumped, we normally do 2d4 because we're jumping. We do 3d4. I'm going to spend a card here for extra damage die from serving hands. I need 4d4 from the audience, and we're going to be adding 2 to this. He jumps into the air, up into the dark, and comes down behind it, smashing into it with his spear. This lance that he has. Unfortunately, we do take a point of damage because this thing doesn't bleed. It causes damage to us. So I'm gonna put a 1 in here, and we've taken some damage now as it draws blood from us since we're not getting anything. This is the first time he's fought with this weapon against something that doesn't bleed. Next up is gonna be Pan. Oh, I think Pan is gonna backpedal behind Wuu Klo. So we're gonna go like this, this, move it forward, like so. Pan's gonna take out his hand crossbow, load it, and be like, oh, I'm not gonna be able to do anything with this, I don't think. He's like, well, do something. He's like, I don't know what it is. It's an ooze, man. I don't even know how to fight this thing. I'm gonna have our knight go next. Our knight is gonna summon fire, and he is going to do tier 2. He's going to do his best to summon it for extra damage, making I need a 12 up to use this. We have an extra use of this today as well because of what we ate earlier from our dungeon chef. So we're doing pyrokinesis. Ooh, we're re-rolling that. We're re-rolling that. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It fizzles out and doesn't go off. He's like, damn it. He shakes his hand. That's his turn. And now it's the ooze's turn. The ooze gets 3 attacks. 3 attacks, everybody. I'm going to do 1 on E. I'm going to do 2 on the Lancer, 1 on Wuu Klo. So we're going to do the 2 on the Lancer. Misses, hits. And then we're going to do 1 on Wuu Klo. Hits. Oh, boy. We're taking a D8 damage. So Wuu Klo's damage, and then the 2 to him. Wuu Klo is the black guy. So 2 to Wuu Klo. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points to our Lancer. Guys, this is bad. This is a powerful creature that honestly might kill our party. We just took 11 points of damage. That puts us at 12. 3 hit points left on him. Then we're going to go over to Wuu Klo. Wuu Klo took 2 damage, which is good. Pan is taking none. He goes back to the top. I think the Lancer is going to step back and stab. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That hits. We do a... if I can get... Boy, we're going to do extra damage again. Can I get 3d4 from the audience? 3d4 from the audience? Man. How many hit points does this creature have? 37? Oh, boy. How much did we do our last attack? We did 12. So 14 so far because we have a +2. We need 3d4 again, that +2, a 1. Oh no, everybody. That's not what we want to see. I'm gonna just pull my sword out with Wuu Klo and swing. I was gonna summon fire, but fuck it. We're just gonna slash. That's a hit from Wuu Klo as well. I'm gonna roll Wuu Klo's damage while we're getting our damage together in the audience right now, everybody. Let's go back to our acrobat. We do 2d10 with the weapon we are dealing with right now. He is also going to spend an extra damage die, and we're going to do 3d10 damage to this thing. 3d10. All right. This is Wuu Klo's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 more damage, putting us at 28 damage as we slash into this thing hard. 6 from them plus 2 is 8. That's 8 more points of damage. So 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. This creature is still standing. Pan gets to go. Pan, buddy, pal, you're not the best at shooting things, but we're going to go for it. We're going to shoot. For those who don't know, Pan has a -3 to hit. -3 to hit, and it does a D3 damage. Technically speaking, we have a chance to kill this thing. As it has 37 hit points, we are currently at 36. If we can hit, we can get the killing blow with Pan, everybody. All right? We can get the killing blow with Pan. 1 point. We need a 12. We're at -3. Pan is going to use... well, let's roll. Let's roll, and we'll decide after that. That's a 16, -3 is 3. That's 13. We need a 12. That hits. It's 1 point of damage. He pops a shot off and hits the skull in the middle of this ooze. It cracks and falls and starts to fall and sink into the water. Pan runs up and starts scooping the slime up to gather some. So he has monster parts of 3 again. Monster parts of 3 again. And I just want to mark that he has ooze as well now. I just like having the marks for doing it. It's a bloated ooze. So we're going to mark that he has a bloated ooze. Bloated ooze. And he's got bloated ooze parts. Maybe he can come up with a new recipe that'll come out next week. I didn't put recipes out this Wednesday. There's a whole bunch of them over on my Patreon right now. If you want to pick them up, they're free, along with Free Hook Fridays. But I didn't want to put one out this week because the zine launched. I wanted to let the zine kind of rest on its own. But maybe I'll make a bloated ooze pudding, or what else could I make? I'll have to think about it. But down below you can see the link to Patreon if you're interested. Pan shoots this thing, puts a hole through it, and I think our group takes a breather. They look around. Zagmar's hurting. Zagmar looks to the potions that he has, and Wuu Klo and them are like, yeah, man, you drink it. That's why we have him. Don't store him. So he's going to use up his potion, one of his potions of healing, leaving us at 1. Potion of healing. What does the potions of healing do in this game? Does anyone know? What does a potion of healing heal? Let's check it out here. They're expensive. Potion of healing. Well, we got a level 4 to 6, so we get 2d8 back. So let's roll 2d8 for our Lancer. All right. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 points back to Zagmar. 11 points back, so that means we only have 1 point of damage. I think that's pretty good. We can continue on. We've only used 1 ability each. I think we continue going. Is there anything left behind from the ooze? Nothing. Nothing's left behind from the ooze. So let's continue our journey. With the ooze dead, put him out in the darkness. Put him back. Move this here. We're going to continue marching down this way. Lantern is at the other end. As we get to this other area, this one looks like it's broken. Ooh, okay, so is there a difference? Is this one broken? Can we travel through? There's a person falling. It looks like they fell. Right, is that it? Devoured in the aqueduct. The bar gate here only needs a 9 to finish opening it. The two people together between Pan and Zagmar are going to do their best to break it open. With his 18, we can continue down the path, right? We're going to continue down the path into this next area through here. Light kind of pouring through the area. There's a set of stairs or something that we can climb out onto here. I think we climb out of the aqueduct and get to here. What is this area? We need to roll. We're in 2-4. We have to roll a d6 now after that recent combat and going through hell and back. We need to see, does anything happen? We're going to take our dice out. We haven't rolled a 1 yet. A 4. This is in section 2-4. No random encounters yet. So we climb out of this area. Give us a description. What do we got here? Grate's broken. Prior room. Stairs allow easy access to the cleaners. So it looks like something here for people to clean and get up into the aqueduct and clean these areas up here. That's what these stairs are. So we just climb out and climb down. And it looks like we can just head south. There's a lost explorer that's devoured. I guess we'll search him before we continue on. Audience, if you can give me a D10 for us searching. Last time we did this, we found a skull that is snoring that Zagmar is currently carrying. But give me a D10. We'll see if we can find something else here, right? Because, you know, sometimes there's extra things. Zag feels refreshed. That is correct. 2d8 was good for the heals. And I think we're going to continue down this path after searching. So I'm going to line these guys up this way, and we're going to head down. You got a 6. Okay. 6. There is a faulty empath whistle. I don't know what the fuck that is, but we're going to grab it, and we're going to put it in Zagmar's gear again. And we found this in 2-4. No idea what it is. No idea at all. We're going to continue down. It's been very safe. Pan's like, this has actually been a pretty good trip, everybody. It's been calm. We haven't had any problems as they continue moving down this area. And then they get to a little break. Look up and then he's like, ooh, what's that, guys? And you can see this pedestal out over. Now I'm going to read this off. We went a very different route than I was expecting. I'm going to read off this area. This is in 2-7. So let's go to 2-7 here. Oh boy. Where's 2-7? Here we go. We're going, and hanging in the center, looking out as the light is spilling over. There is a flesh-crafted body hanging from ropes of intestines and sinew before a bookshelf of scrolls that descends down into the darkness beyond sight. Ugh. Above the figure is a stone face with no eyes. The chamber echoes with whispers begging for assistance. On the platform out over top of this area, there's a dais with 3 carved symbols. We have not stopped for any rest yet. So let's make our way into the... I'm going to line us up more like this. The dais is in the center. As we kind of span out, you can see this area of the person over it. And it just descends down with a bookshelf below into nowhere. Pan goes, ah. Now, we did not stop for a rest. And it says here, if the party stopped for a rest, the explorer is smeared across the stone. If not, they are speaking to the figure. So we walk up behind them, speaking to a figure. A question for a question, an answer for an answer. Something unknown for something unknown. To communicate as equals, you must stand as equals. Nothing is freely given, and nothing is without cost. Well, we got to roll for this explorer. This is a new room. We got to roll a d6 again. We got a 2 for room 2-7. Here's the thing. We've done really well up until this point. We've had no encounters. It's died. We only got one real fight. We solved, I think, the riddles without me going through and reading everything. But now we're in this, like, flesh-crafted area with a lost explorer speaking to the figure. Boy, are we in a weird situation. What does this lost person look like? I'm going to roll on this lost person table. Got an 11. They're dwarven, callous, soot, and they have mithril splinters under their nails that gleam in the light. I don't like this. This is the description. We have no idea what this means. Oops, that's the wrong one. Let me grab this definition for us. This is what this lost one looks like. There we go. I think we talked to him. I think Pan, be like, dwarven friend, we're on our way out of here. Do you need assistance making your way from here? I want to know if this guy's friendly. We're gonna make all the decisions. Nick, I didn't see anything in here that decided if people were friendly or not. I'm gonna have the audience roll here. We're gonna roll to see how this guy encounters us. Can I get 2d6 from the audience? While you're doing that, I'm gonna publicly roll 3d6 for this guy's charisma stat. This is how I like to determine this stuff. 4, 5. So he's got a 10, no bonus. So we're rolling 2d6 with no bonus. And this will determine the reaction to us walking up behind him. If he is hostile, if he is friendly, and what this really is. I have a bad... Oh, a 6 is good. And a 3, a 9. He's neutral. He is this dwarf in this room is neutral. Lost person. What is it? Lost explorer. And he is neutral. And he is a dwarf. Boy. He's like, I'm trying to figure out speaking to this creature. This thing. And I believe it could be of great service to us. He's like, are you lost? That's the first thing Pan says. Are you lost? All of us are lost. He's like, well, can I look at the dais? Maybe I can give you assistance. What do you think? Well, then if you can figure it out, I've been trying to for the last couple hours. And I think Pan's gonna walk up and look at them. So there is on the dais in the piece, there is a burned out torch. Remains of an ugly, nasty flower with pollen that stinks like dead, and a tuning fork. Well, we're supposed to, a question for a question, an answer for an answer, something unknown for something unknown. To communicate as equals, you must stand as equals. Nothing is freely given, and nothing is without a cost. Huh. I mean, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna speak to the creature in there? Pan goes, I want to offer you dinner, my friend, out on the thing. And immediately Wuu Klo and Zagmar put their hands on their face, going, not again. The dwarf looks back and goes, really? He's like, oh yeah, I've met so many people on our travels, and I have found that breaking bread with people is the best thing we can do. I just got some ooze. I think I have a recipe for bread. How about I sit here and cook us a meal and we talk for the evening? What do you say, odd friend hanging from the wall? And with that, the torchlight goes off. And I'm going to cut our show for the day. As the lights go off in the background, we can hear things moving. No, I just rolled a 1. Oh, the torchlight went out and I rolled a 1. We're going to get stabbed in the back by this fucking dwarf. And that is it for today's show, everybody. I will see you next Thursday. Oh no, 2 Thursdays for now for the next episode of Surviving in Shadowdark, everyone. I hope that you all join back with me with the torchlight out, with Pan, Zagmar, and Wuu Klo, looking for a way out. And with some goddamn contraption in front of us that makes no sense. I want to turn the time on here, everybody, but thank you so much. If you have not picked up Breachers yet in Shadowdark, you can find it over on DriveThruRPG. You can also find it on my Patreon for $1 less. There's a link down below for Patreon. And if you are a member of Patreon at a paying level, you have a chance right now to order yourself one of the Legacy editions for Breachers Volume 1. 3 new classes, 2 new ancestries, an entire district, secrets that are level-based, ways to roll up themes, everything you need for a new setting to play, and more volumes to come. Thank you so much for joining me today, everybody, and I will be speaking with you guys all in 2 weeks. For the rest of you, I'll see you on Saturday for Rise and Design. If you're here for the live show, stick around. We'll talk afterwards. For the people watching this recorded and after, stay rotten, everybody. Stay fucking rotten. So we're going to kill that. Map is off. I'm going to turn torchlight back on. Guys, I thought we were going to die there. I actually rolled a 1. So I don't know what we're going to do with this thing. We're at this big machine. This is the Scarabaki machine. It does some crazy shit. It's weird. We got to figure out what we're going to do. But right now, we're going to get stabbed in the back. I think this dwarf is going to stab somebody. I think we're going to get fucked over by this dwarf. That is kind of what I see coming. I do want to go through our experience here so I don't forget what we did. You know what I mean? So let's pull up experience. And let's go through the experience in here and assign our experience. We're not going to get it until we camp. This guy is still alive and not a smear because we did not camp. We went straight through here. Streamloot cards helped us, but I don't feel like they did too much. Nick, you wrote this. We bypassed a lot taking the aqueduct. I don't know how your playtest went. I'm curious to see how the rest of this goes. We were going to kick that door down anyway. Thankfully, we didn't roll a 13. If we would have rolled a 13 in that teleportation room, we would have been in the fucking thick of it. I'm not going to tell anybody until we finish it what it does, but it's fucking bad. Drew would be mighty upset. And if all of you have watched my Dragonlance series, you know what the fuck is through that portal. And I didn't make it up. Nick and I are just thinking the same line. So let's get experience. Where is the assigning experience at? Oh, you guys went south? Okay. XP is on 117. So let's assign our experience here. I'm going to go back to the table and we'll pull up our acrobat here so you guys can see what we're doing. So what did we learn today? I'm going to put XP down the side here for myself. Did we find anything? We found a couple of normal items. So XP, I think for items, probably 1, I'm going to say 2 for random items. I'm going to say we solved the 1 puzzle, which is pretty good. I'm going to give us 2 for solving the puzzle. The combat doesn't matter. We didn't find any gold, really. We left everything on the outside. When we leave, I think we're going to take everything out of those pots to take with us. I think. Just the thought. We didn't find any magical items. We're about to grab some stuff here. I think clever thinking, I would give us 1 for clever thinking, right? Clever. I think this is going to be for puzzle. And I think this is for items, which puts us at 5. We didn't find any other goods, no golds, no oath secrets or blessings. No magic items. We actually did find a secret out when we're going through. Oh, that's right. Damn Path and Grimoire. You're right. What do you think? Normal or are they at 3? Are those 3s? I forgot about those. Probably 3 for each of those, because they're not mythics. Do you have a... Well, here, I don't want to ruin. I'm gonna move this so you guys can't see it. I'm gonna look at the whistle and stuff again here. So I think you have them in the back of the book, if I remember correctly. So I'm gonna scroll the back of the book. I don't need the rumors right now for what we're doing. Mask, pyramid, mandible, Foley, blacklight, spawns. Here we go. Normal. Nick has put like what they are, so that's normal and fabulous. Normal and fabulous, everybody. So normal will get us 1. So this is the skull. That's a 1. And then the grimoire. That's a fabulous. That's 3. So we got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 XP. 9. So let's go give our characters their 9 XP. That might level Zag. It will. Check this out, everyone. So Zag gets 9. 9. So that'll put him at 22. So he'll be at 2 experience. We need 3 to level. Fuck, I'm just going to give him his level. He needs it. So that's level 3 for Lancer. And it's every odd level, right, that you get a talent. So let's go over to here. Scroll back up to our Lancer, everyone. Audience, can you give me 2d6 and a d8? 2d6 and a d8. See what we get here. $2d6 for our talent, a d8. We also have a reroll card. If we don't like our talent, we have a Streamloot's reroll. So 4. Gain advantage on strength roll for stabbing wall or +1 on ranged attacks. Okay. Let's get that D8. I don't know. Do we like that? I kind of want to use a reroll. I'm going to roll a talent. Okay, 2. All right. I like the talent. Hold on here, everybody. Let's do this. You rolled that. I'm going to roll 2d6 too. And we're going to see what we get for Zagmar with 2d6. That's an 11. Gain advantage on jumping strike. That would wash out our disadvantage. Oh, I think I want this. I think I want this. I want this jumping strike. This gets rid of our disadvantage. 100%. I already re-rolled. 100%. Oh, you guys rolled and I rolled. No, you guys rolled and I rolled. Oh. But no. But you rolled it too. Oh. That's an extra weapon die of damage. Do we want to get rid of our disadvantage on jumping? No, 2 is good. 2 is really good. So is 11, though. Do we want to get rid of our disadvantage on our jumping strike, which already gives us a die of damage? Or do we want an extra die of damage anytime we move? Basically, if we move near, we get damage. We have to move at least, we have to charge 30 foot, and we get a die of damage. What do you guys want? I'm going to put a poll up while we do the rest. Do we want extra die of damage on near move, or do we want advantage on jumping strike? Those are both good. Having that disadvantage sucks. So poll is up. Please vote for what you want. We got 2 hit points, I think is what I saw earlier. Right? 2 points of hit points earlier. So let's go back to Zagmar. Let's increase his hit points by 2. So 15, 16, 17 hit points, which is not the best. Not the best. But we do need to see if this levels these guys up. They're all leveling. Wuu Klo goes up as well. Because 9, so that'd be 2 off. So that would be 6. He'd be at 6 hit points, or 6 of these, and he would be at 40. And he goes to level 4, everybody. And 4 is a new Breacher talent and another roll of hit points. So currently we got, I'm going to write down the hit points down the side. So Wuu Klo and Zagmar. Zagmar rolled a 2 because we have a house rule for re-rolling hit points in the party. Pan will take it, but he will not level. He will just be at 29. So he does not level. So these 2 will roll off. So let's go back to not Zagmar. Let's go back to Breachers. And let's go to Wuu Klo. And can I get a D6 hit points? Whoever rolls lower gets to re-roll. That's a house rule that we have. So give me D6. And that'll be how many hit points Wuu Klo gets. And then we'll re-roll one of them based on which one's worse. Okay? And then he's going to get a new Breacher talent. So we got to go down on uneven levels. Breachers get Breacher talents. So we're going to go to the Breacher talent table. And we're going to be rolling that next. So let's see what you get with that D6 star, Drew. 4. Okay, so he gets 4. So re-roll our D8. Re-roll our D8 for Zagmar. Let's see if we can get something better than that 2. I'm going to put 4 on his hit points. That puts him at 19. Or no, sorry. 4 puts him at 25. All right. That's good. So he took the re-roll. And let's see what Zagmar gets with that re-roll on the D8. Meanwhile, Breacher talent. Someone can also roll me a D20 for a new Breacher talent. Currently, Wuu Klo has Hoarder's Point will buy smuggled items from you. So we need a D20 for a new Breacher talent. Come on, a higher number. 3. I mean, hey man, it's 1 more. I mean, Zagmar's hit points go up 1 more, putting him at 18, which is good. We're going to save his. The irony, right? Irony, 3. And then we need a D20 roll for our talent. A 19. 19. Hoarder's Point. We already have that one. That's the one we have. Roll again. You just rolled the same one. Roll the same one. So roll again. We can't duplicate. I know you did. Yeah, you get the same fucking Breacher talent, everybody. $18. The Eye. Powerful gaze follows you. Start every session with an extra Breacher point. I like this, guys. I'm not going to lie. Let's go over to Wuu Klo. And think of it, the Eye follows him, and he's a Cyclopean. I'm just saying. It's kind of dope. This is kind of cool. And then this will be B. I'm going to copy this whole thing, and this will be B4. B4. Let's see if we can summarize this. I'm just going to do this, input S, and I'm going to put BP because we know what it is, just to bridge the gap here. All right. How fitting for the Cyclops. Exactly. So we're going to save this for Wuu Klo. So we got more hit points. That's awesome. We got a new Breacher talent, which is just something fun. Zagmar got a little more hit points. Let's go back to the vote here. I'm going to end the vote, and we're going to see what everyone's going with. It looks like we're ending the poll with die of damage. So let's go back to here. Let's scroll up to Lancer. And we're going to go with the extra weapon die of damage, everybody. So we're going to go to Zagmar. And I'm going to go like this. And then we're going to do Lancer tier 3. There we go. So we are all updated. That's awesome. So that is our show, everybody. I hope you guys had fun. We will not be back next Thursday. It's the beginning of May. I will be doing a whole bunch of editing and stuff like that. I'm working on getting the Anvil run out in its first draft for Patreon for the end of the month. So if you sign up for Patreon as a paid member, you'll get an automatic version. You'll get to see it. And then whenever the final PDFs go out, you guys get updated copies of that as well, as long as it's during the time that you are paying. It's really, you're helping me continue to build stuff, and you guys just get access to stuff the entire time. Breacher Volume 1's out for also paid people right now who are paid patrons. Even at the lowest level, you can order yourself a Legacy Edition. If you're interested in picking that up, go over there today. That came out on yesterday. I know a few people have already ordered their Legacy Editions. Legacy Edition's going to come with custom notes inside, some extra stuff, maybe a recipe card, maybe bookmarks. Everyone's will be different. They'll all have some hand-carved notes, written notes in them. They'll be signed. And then for $10, you can upgrade to get the grunge dust jacket that goes over it, that has a duct tape edge. Those are in the process of getting made right now. They're going to be super, super fucking cool. So that is it for me, everybody. I hope you guys had fun with Breachers and Shadowdark. Nick, great adventure. I think we're almost through this. I feel like we're cooking. I don't know if this should have been able to be done this quick, but we still got to make it the fuck back out. That is it for me. Everyone have a great day. And like I have been saying on all my shows, stay fucking rotten. Sign up for the Courier. See you guys on Saturday for Rise and Design.